Easy, y'all. Young money, cash money. This is the drop three. Ladies and gentlemen, you know me. You know I ride for my motherfucking niggas. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. They tell me don't get high, not to try to make a living. I tell them I'm a horseman, I rob and make a killing. My eyes are so wide as the rise in the skillet. I let my bitch bag it that you spilling, I'm a killer. I bulletproof the ride, now I feel like I'm a dealers. And fuck your eyes. I'm running, we the illest, and I ain't not alive. I'm gonna tell you I'm the illest. My flow is nasty, like CY Phyllis. Self-made G, and them bitches know the business. Relying on rap, but in the kitchen I'm a chemist. And when I was 5, my favorite movie was The Goodness. Ain't got shit to do with this, but I just thought that I should mention. You looking for divine and a little intervention. And the bird don't fly without my permission. I'm flying in the sky, flying with the fishes, or maybe in the ocean, swimming with the pigeons. See, my world is different, like the Wayne. And if you want trouble, bitch, I want the same thing. Die with my motherfucking niggas. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. Don't worry about mine, I'ma grind till I get it. And tell all of my niggas that the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. And tell all of my niggas that the sky's the limit. Cause the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. And if you look high, you see that I'm in it. The sky's the limit. Top 10 in the coupe and you love it. Switching lanes faster than she switch subjects. Tell a bitch don't talk to me. And if you're talking to them niggas, don't talk for free. And I hate when the niggas say talk is cheap. Cause I'm the type to let money talk for me. My flow is art unique. My flow can part a sea. The only thing on the mind of a shark is eat. By any means, and you just sardines. I got the 40 cal tucked in my PRPs. What do you expect? I'm from New Orleans. The majority of my city is violent. They trying to make a brand new map without us. But the tourists come down and spend $2 million. And no matter how you turn it, it'll still be ours. Die with my motherfucking niggas. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. Don't worry about mine, I'ma grind till I get it. And tell all of my niggas that the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. And I'ma tell all of my niggas that the sky's the limit. Because the sky's the limit. Yeah, the sky's the limit. And if you look up high, you see that I'm gonna be in it. Cause the sky's the limit. And you don't wanna fuck with a soldier. Use your head up, I take it off your shoulder. Burn up in your house and shit. Everyone that's sitting on the living room sofa. That's fucked up. And you don't wanna fuck with a soldier. Use your head or I take it off your shoulder. Mail it to your mom with a dozen of roses. That's fucked up. And I'm a G, and you ain't gotta know the alphabet to see. I know my whole city is depending on me. And I forget a lot of shit, but I cannot forget the street. So you know that I'ma ride with my motherfucking niggas. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. Don't worry about mine, I'ma grind till I get it. And tell all of my niggas that the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Don't worry about mine, I'ma grind till I get it. And tell all of my niggas that the sky's the limit. Because the sky's the limit. Yeah, the sky's the limit. And if you look high, you'll see that I'm gonna be in it. Cause the sky's the limit. They tell me don't get high, now you try to make a living. I tell them I'm a hustler, I can make a killing. Cause the sky's the limit. Hands up in the air because the sky's the limit. Can you see me up there? The sky is the limit. Bear with me for one more.
If you love your nigga, hug your nigga, look him dead in the eye, tell your nigga, tell that nigga you love him, you love him. Started off smoking weed in the park, 5 feet in our eyes, trying to make it home from door. Ripping up slow down holes in our jeans, fucking with these hoes, man, on the trampoline. Filling out the circuit tape, trying to get it all. Gotta find a junkie to buy the mad dog. All fights, strong fights coming up in the street. And even if he's right or wrong, his own man is beat on top. I could class with this nigga, act the ass with this nigga. All that high and go get, let the whole sucking dick. Feeling like the shit on the first week of school. Till your clothes drying out, now you're acting a fool. And when we first started grinding, it was giving us hell. All the OGs was waiting, trying to howl out a sale. But the OGs start choking, we bust the hood open. And my nigga, they kept a nigga rolling. Yeah, I love my nigga, and all my niggas love me. They love me. Yeah, I love my nigga, y'all niggas till eternity for life. Yeah, I love my nigga, y'all niggas, and all my niggas love me. They love me. Yeah, I love my nigga, y'all niggas till eternity. This was on the beach, Kirby, my brother, Bronson head lover, and my nigga head buster. This was Junior and Big Chris off that GSP. This 5 A's and Josh, who racing in peace. It's a big turd, big nail, Spurlock, and Big Duke, Big Slim, Air 2, Fat Fox, and Head 2 for Tony T. My nigga Gula and Project Pat. This for the mail out the BL. For Titus and Timmy, I ain't seen them in a minute. This for my nigga Data on that purple spinach. This for Sleep and that go, Move and that go. This for my nigga D knocking heads off the shoulders for the family. The hatch, the giving, the crap they was sitting. They killed a nigga living, it's a weapon. We had that argument that day. He still came to see me in the hospital the next day. He must love me. Yeah, I love my nigga, and all my niggas love me. They love me. Yeah, I love my nigga, I love y'all niggas till eternity for life. Yeah, I love my nigga, y'all niggas, and all my niggas love me. They love me. Yeah, I love my nigga, I love y'all niggas till eternity for life. Whoever thought in elementary that me and you end up in penitentiary, if I tell you that I love you, I mean that ain't the strip all these pills. That's the way a nigga feel on the real. Hung around a nigga so much, we like the same hoes. Spit the same thing, cause we wear each other clothes. On the road, they be with me. City to city, they watch my every move quick, cause your boots and loose shit. This my mouse and B, who keep my tracks coming down. This for my Uncle D, OG out Easy Town. For my son Tootie, that's my little nigga. And even when I'm gone, I'm gon' still be richer. That you, a nigga miss you, and I miss you. You helped start this side that made trillion T12. You know it's love here from my block to your block. This for my niggas in the cell block. Whoa. Yeah, I love my nigga, and all my niggas love me. They love me. Yeah, I love my nigga, I love y'all niggas till eternity for life. Yeah, I love my nigga, y'all niggas, and all my niggas love me. They love me. Yeah, I love my nigga, I love y'all niggas till eternity for life. I wanna thank my niggas Jim C, everything, nigga. I love you, need that, I need that. I wanna thank my CEO, Big Mel, Big Kurt. Not quit, no nigga. Keeping me focused, keeping my mind right, all the way right, mind right, bread, whatever. I wanna thank my family for the prayer. The hat, the kid, Trillion T. I love you. One more time. Yeah, I love my niggas, and all my niggas love me. Yeah, I love my niggas, till eternity.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Sin, what the fuck you playing? Come on, man. You know what I mean? That's that classic shit, man. You know what I mean? The first thing, you know what I mean, that a nigga played was because, Nice, you know what I mean, when he would sit up there, man, and get in the jag, You know what I mean? He gonna have that, you know what I mean? Bubba, he gonna have that Wayne. And in '07, nigga, Wayne was the man. Wayne was the man. In '07, nigga, Wayne was the man. Period. You know what I mean? Everybody and their mama was bumping Wayne. If anybody say anything different, 9 out of 10, they a liar. Come on, man. Before I even get started, get them likes over 100 likes. Break yourself for the likes. Break yourself for the shares. Come on, game. Damani came up and he always being a blessing to the game. Looking forward to hearing it. You know what I mean? He coming in with the 5. You know what I mean? Bro coming up in here. Hey, SEL, he always say something in the comment section. You got to catch what he's saying. I caught what you said, bro, in my last. And just like little sassy ass niggas, them niggas went back. I ain't gonna say his name. They went back to dude, but I caught that. You had me dying laughing when I was set up there. I even told Nice. I mean, I got Nice on my mind. I had told Freeze. I told Matt about that. Be like, Freeze ain't sit up there and call. He ain't answer the phone when I call. Honor is snatched. No, so I already know you was dying off that, but good looking. You know what I mean, on the 5 row. Happy Friday to the Square Biz. Yeah. Hold on for a minute. Let me see who else. They went back. They was like, oh my God. They was like, Sin was talking about you. Sin was talking about you. Oh, male Jezebel ass niggas. These niggas is soft. Ricky coming in here with the 30, bro. Appreciate that, man. Good looking, bro. Good looking on that game. I don't even know how. I'm going to just call you, I don't want to mess up on your name. A lot of times, I don't be wanting to be disrespectful and mess up on a lot of y'all name, man. So, baby, I just call you Shay. You know what I mean? Because, you know, even though I'm from the Chi, you know, a lot of us Chicago niggas, we still got a southern draw. So, even though I know how to define something, spell something, sometimes my enunciation, you know what I mean? How I pronounce all that shit, it just don't, I be having to really fight with shit. You know what I mean? So, always a pleasure to tune in, right? Thank you for the 5, though, baby. Extended Clips coming in here with the 5. Good looking, bro. You know what I mean? He always coming in supporting the game. But they sit up there, they come back, seeing over there talking about you. He's talking about how you just over there snatching on him. And anybody that watched it, it wasn't a diss. You know what I mean? I was just talking about the brother being commercial. But you know what I mean? Any movement that has started speaking and talking against snitching, I'm all for that, bro. I told y'all to get these likes over 100, man. I told you. You know what I mean? I told you. Robin, if you don't stop, I'm not about to even go in on my brother's tribute. You know what I mean? I'm about to honor him. I don't even got time. I'll let you even have that, baby. You know what I mean? Checkerboard looking ass. She crazy. You know what I mean? I'm going to let her have that. Because as soon as she said it, I had 5 good ones. You know what I mean? But Robin kind of sensitive too, so you know what I mean? I'm going to leave her alone. I got to stay, you know what I mean, in the spirit, you know, and I'm going to let her have that. You know what I mean? I like that red on you. Kimmy, I like everything on you, baby. You know what I mean? Now, don't roast her. Heaven said, don't roast her. Let Robin, no. I want to really bring it. And I told y'all to get these likes over 100, man. The more likes, the more shares. The more likes, the more recommendations for the video. What's going on, BD? You know what I mean? That's my nigga right there. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me do this for bro. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, so seeing your wise words change and save a lot of lives for the good. I appreciate that, Mr. Jennings, coming in here with 20. Good looking, bro. Nah, I ain't gonna get it, man. It's time to honor my brother. It's things that's more important. You know, as Dre taught me, as my brother from another mother, the gorgeous Dre taught me, man, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta let them win. You know what I mean? And this is her time, so I'll let Robin win. You know what I mean? But some of you asked me in times past, you said, Sin, man, I love the way you tell stories. I love the way you convey things. I love it. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Man, bro, your art of storytelling, but man, when you gonna speak about nice? When you gonna speak now? When I spoke about nice, for those that remember, I spoke about nice, you know what I mean, of basically when I had the Dave Ruffin plan, when I was, simple, the simple to people is the best definition of a food video. And some of you found out about Nice, then, but, Nice was a cold motherfucker. You know what I mean? No, Nice was from the 504. Yeah, he was from New Orleans. Yeah, born and raised. You know what I mean? Born and raised. So, just to be, all the way 100. Let me just start a little bit. Of course, some of y'all have already heard certain stories, but what I want to tell you is, hold on. Nino coming up in here, with the 3, thanks from a Chicago gorilla. I'm gonna have to build with you all, bro. Appreciate the game you giving our people, man. Thank you for the 5, brother Cruz. Quentin, thank you for the 2. Appreciate that. Like I said, man, a whole bunch of ones beat a whole bunch of nuns. Any day. I appreciate that. Come on, bro, knock it off. You already know I have to do certain things. It ain't that I'm trying to be funny, but by me conveying things, it got to be authentic. So of course, I'm gonna do my brother's voice, but good looking on the 10, Ken. You know what I mean? Yeah, you already know I'm gonna hit the accent. But make a long story short, in 2000, and 7, prior to me getting in the lifestyle, as many of you know, I was a singer. You know what I mean? I was singing. As a matter of fact, I just found some pictures, and somebody sent me some pictures from my days, singing in the lounges and things like that. And, when Nice met me, Nice was already 6 years professing to be in the game. He was already in the game. He was already doing this thing for 6 years. You know what I mean? So before I had even jumped off the porch, Nice had already been, 6 years in. So make a long story to speed up to talk about Nice. One particular day, I was on the strip, because anybody that know me, I love to hang out on the strip. You know what I mean? In my square days, I like to go to the strip because you always see some old fine ass bitch on the strip of Las Vegas. And not only that, you know what I mean? You're going to sit up there, you know what I mean? And you're going to see you some hoes. You know what I mean? So a square nigga, you know what I mean, that's looking to get in something, you going to sit up there, you know what I mean? And, you're going to sit up there, you know what I mean? And on the strip all the time. Plus, it just be some fine ass women, you know what I mean, on the strip. So you gonna be in the strip. So if I wasn't rehearsing, if I wasn't, listening to music, if I wasn't with some woman, you know what I mean, fucking, because I was fucking highly in them days, you know what I mean, SW33T R man, thank you for the 199, man, bro. Appreciate that. But in them days, I was fucking. So, I was doing my thing. Anybody know anything about, when you singing, when you doing R&B, pussy comes about as easy as breathing the air of God. So, after a show, you going to see something. You know what I mean? And those that know about performing in hotels in Vegas, when you performing in them lounges, you get to stay in them hotels for free. You know what I mean? You don't have to pay for the lounge. You don't have to pay for the buffet food or, a room or anything. If you sing and performing there, the room was for free. So, it was so beautiful, man, after a show to meet some fine ass woman, you know what I mean? And, go back to the room, man, because she done watched you all night, perform. And you get to sit up there and take something back to a room, man, and smash, you dig? So I'll never forget, one particular day as I was getting ready to make my way towards Bally's, because we used to perform in the Indigo Lounge inside of Bally's. So as I'm getting ready to cross the street, I see some old fine ass, and by then, because those that follow me, that been following my history, that, I come up in Chicago, so we was young and ignorant, in the early days. So we had a lot of songs glorifying having light-skinned women or pretty much women my color. You know what I mean? So I really wouldn't go, to the dark skin. I was trying to have me a red bone. I want something light, a brown, pretty brown. You know what I mean? So, everything was red bone, red bone. And those that know our music, everything was just red bone. So, by the time I hit Vegas, though, man, it all kind of started with Kiana's mother. I seen her, then Keshonda, a few more dark, but I ended up getting into dark skinned women. So anyway, as I'm crossing the street, I see this fine ass, thick, dark skinned woman, man, with some beautiful chocolate thighs. You know what I mean? And she just pretty. You know what I mean? And she wanted people. She got these thighs, and everybody know, man. I always been a fan of the thighs, man. And her titties was gang banging across the street. You know what I mean? On some what's going on, sin type of shit. So as I'm getting ready, you know what I mean, to come over, cause I'm suited and booted. You know what I mean? Cause when you doing lounge singing, when you doing R&B, you know what I mean. You either gonna be casual, or you gonna be suited and booted. So before I got in the game, as a youngin', I always been dressing, but as I'm crossing over, I'm getting ready to sit up there and get at her, man. So I can take this, hurry up and get this to the room, man, because me and this bitch need to get an understanding. You know what I mean? So as I get ready to cross the street, you know what I mean, and I'm coming, Nice seen me getting ready to talk to the bride. And by then, because my mother, because of my mother and father, but my mother and father never really taught me the game and said, this is what we want you to be. Plus by then, mom was saved. But by me being from Chicago, I knew certain things I seen in my environment. So I knew once I came to the West Coast, certain things wasn't, uncommon. But as I began to come over there, Priceless, you know what I mean, which he had, at that time, that's the bitch name, she immediately got in pocket. Because I'm getting ready to come. She think I'm about to talk about some pimping. Man, I'm trying to get some compliments to get into a development of that pussy, man. You know what I mean? I'm trying to have me some pussy. I'm trying to fuck. You know what I mean? She think I'm about to pee. I'm trying to come out and pull out the Dito, bitch. So I'm crossing the street. Nice see me. And I see Nice, he kind of coming up on the side. But he got all these chains and rings and stuff on. So, I wasn't thinking that this nigga a pimp. I'm thinking that he's some dope dealer, a rapper or something. Pimping wasn't even on my mind. But I'm trying to hit something. My dick is on hard, and she too thick, and she too dark skinned, and it ain't even my fault why my dick is hard. It's the bitch fault. Her ass shouldn't have been that big. Her thighs shouldn't have been shining like that. So anyway, I come, over there, and she just immediately just got in pocket, and she getting away from me. And before I got in the game, I had a little arrogance about myself, so I wasn't gonna sit up there and run a marathon over the bitch and shit like that. And plus, I was feeling myself. I just knew that this nigga, Nice, I knew that this nigga had to be her man because, or something, because I'm more handsome. In my mind, I'm more handsome than this guy. You know what I mean? I'm taller than this guy. I'm more handsome than this guy. You know what I mean? This ain't even simple to be. This is Phil. You know what I mean? This is the tall, slender, in shape, Phil that's rehearsing singing every day. That's singing at a drop of a dime. Anybody I see him, he got the chains and rings, but this nigga ain't me. So I look at him, I get a nigga a little look like, oh man, he must have did some little move, man. She must have been scared of the nigga or whatever, man. The nigga knew I was coming to fuck his bitch. You know what I mean? So I just gave the nigga a little look, and he just looked at me, because Nice was under the impression, because of the way that I was dressed, that I was coming over to campaign. He thought that I was on some pimping, and I wasn't on no pimping. You know what I mean? I was trying to fuck. So we end up seeing each other again. You know what I mean? Of course, we end up seeing each other again up in the casino. I told you guys this. Some of you already are familiar, of course, with that story. But I had to just let you know the first time that we seen each other, because we got new people that have came to the channel. But, when I seen him, I seen him inside of, Bally's. I guess he called himself, campaigning, and he see me. You know what I mean? Performing and everything like that.
you know what I mean, and socializing with the women. And because of the way that I was dressed, you know what I mean, he's still thinking for some reason that maybe I'm using that, you know, as a cover up. You know what I mean, that I'm really, you know what I mean, that I'm the pimping. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you know, we set up there, you understand me, and end up chopping it up because he seen me and we locked eyes. So we at the bar and we, you know, talking, but he's still talking to me. He's saying P this and P that and P this and P that. And I'm like, you know, I don't think nobody told this nigga my name is Philip, or maybe he heard my name. So maybe that's why he keeps saying P this, P this, P this. And he with that New Orleans accent, you know what I'm saying? Did you want some P? And I'm like, no, you know, I got like, no, let me get it. So he noticed that I was only drinking juice. You know what I mean? I was only drinking even really like juice then. I wasn't, you know, into alcohol and stuff like that. I told you guys when I was a little boy, I had me some Jack Daniels, tasted that bullshit, and I was like, man, I don't even know what y'all, you know, loving about. What's special about this? Hit that like button right now, family. The more y'all hit the like button, the more people will come up in here, man. So by all means, let's get them likes over 200. Share the video, hit the like button. If you ain't subscribed, definitely hit the subscribe button. But you know what I mean? We end up chopping it up. You know what I mean? Make a long story short, because I want to get to a lot of main ingredients. He invited me. He invited me to come to the Experiment Rhino. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I used to play by ear, but I ended up learning how to play music, read music later on. But, you know, we set up there, you know, started chopping it up. And then he started inviting me to the Spearmint Rhino. At that time, you know what I mean, of course, you know, seeing, I'm happy. Listen, this is how square I was. I'm feeling decent, you know, with just making, you know, $1,500 to $1,600, you know, a week. It's nothing you can tell me. You know what I mean? You know, on a bad week, you know, about $1,200. But man, I'm making, you know what I mean, a good $1,500, $1,600, man. And sometimes with the tips, I can make over $2,000, you know, within a week. So, you know, in my mind, you know, I'm doing cool. You know, I done had prostitutes try to, you know, you gonna be my daddy, or I'm gonna have you gonna be my man, I'm about to turn you out, shit like that. But I was so into R&B, I was so into my music, you know, that I didn't want to get involved with a little broad that was selling drugs, or, you know, I remember when I met this, not to get off subject, I met this little broad from the Bay, and everything out her mouth was pimping and Mac Dre. Everything was pimping and Mac Dre. She was like, you going to end up being a pimp. You going to end up being a pimp. You know what I mean? You going to end up being a pimp. And you need to listen to Mac Dre, Mac Dre, Mac Dre, Mac Dre. Mac Dre got a whole bunch of game in there. You got to listen to Mac Dre, Mac Dre, Mac Dre. You know what I mean? And I just wasn't on that. You know, opportunities was coming from all different angles. And she was trying to get me in the lifestyle. I just wasn't on that. You know, I just wasn't. But show you how the game worked and how it used Nice. Nice was like, you know, let's go to the Spearmint Rhino. Make a long story short, we ended up going there. Of course, at that time, Nice had Bentley. He had the Bentley at that time. Nice had rented a Bentley because that's when Vegas was cool. I don't know if he wanted his name out there, so I ain't gonna put his name out there. But this one particular guy, he was a blessing. You know what I mean? A blessing to the pimp community. A blessing. You know, pimps that didn't have a license. If you didn't have a driver's license, you know what I mean? Instantly, he would sit up there, you know what I mean, and help you out. You know what I mean? If you had the money, you was all good. That's all he cared about, was you having the money. That's it. You know what I mean? He didn't give a fuck about a driver's license. He'll put you in a Phantom as long as you had the money. As long as you had the money, you was all good. So you had a lot of pimps that was losing a lot of money because they didn't have a driver's license. You know what I mean? Of course, I was one of them. Nice was one of them. Nice went damn near his whole life without a driver's license. And was getting charged out the ass, you know what I mean? Because the motherfucker didn't have a driver's license. So this particular guy, man, he'll put you in a Phantom, he'll put you in a Bentley, he'll put you in a Benz, he'll put you in any truck, anything that you desire to be in, as long as you have the money without a driver's license. So, you know, we end up, you know what I mean, going down to the Experiment Rhino, and I'm seeing, you know what I mean, pretty little bras and everything like that, you know, but even though I was much into fucking and I wasn't into the game yet, you know, the boyfriend, I can honestly say that I do another video about that later on because this is about my brother. But, you know, the boyfriend, girlfriend thing wasn't me. Tricking certainly, you know, wasn't me. And the whole marriage thing, it just wasn't even on my mind. I was young, I'm handsome, you know what I mean? I'm just, you know, and I can sing my ass. I ain't thinking about no goddamn marriage. So we up in there and we just chopping it up. Everything is cool, you know. But out of nowhere, he get a call and he was talking to somebody. I didn't pay no mind because, you know, when I'm around individuals, that's your business. One thing they know about sin don't pocket check. You know what I mean? I don't sit up there, oh man, you got this, man, help me out. Or, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You have to invite me. You know what I mean? Before I was in the game, I'm important. So you got to do that. You got to invite me. I'm not going to, you know. So next thing I know, two little dark-skinned bitches sit up there and just walk in. And, you know, one ugly as hell. And one is the fine-ass bitch that I was trying to fuck on. The priceless bitch. She come in there. You know what I mean? You know, with her titties and she got her thighs out and everything like that. So you know what I mean? I'm looking, but by this time, that's just how I was, you know, at that time. Before the game, you know, before my experiences in the game. But, you know, I was a pure brother. So if we chopping it up, we fellowshipping, all right, man, you know what I mean? That's your bride. You know what I mean? But don't bring her too much around me, man, because I'm a dangerous guy. Outside of the game, I just know too much, and I'm too charming, man. I'm too funny. So, you know, keep that bitch away from me. So, them two bitches come in, and I was fucked up. And, you know, I'm looking, and they just come in and just give them some money. You know what I mean? And as I look, I'm seeing one trap was bigger than the other. You know what I mean? And guess what? The one who had the biggest trap was the one that wasn't attractive to me. The bitch that I wanted to fuck on, she came in with a nice guap, but it wasn't equivalent to the one that I considered to be a goddamn fool. So, they come in and they sit up there, you understand me, and, you know, break themselves and shit like that. And I'm trying to act normal. I'm trying to act like, you know, this is like an everyday thing that, you know, I'm chilling with somebody and, you know, women just, you know, because I've seen some shit, you know, when I was a little boy from my father, you know, that's always going to be in my mind and different things in Chicago. But, you know, in Vegas, I wasn't, you know, I mean, they just, and I wasn't no little money either. These bitches just dropped off some cool guap, you know. And I wasn't in his business like that, but I see the Bentley and the chains and the rings and shit. So I just assumed that, you know, the nigga a hustler. He sell dope. I ain't gonna get into your business until you invite me in. So it is what it is. You know, he looking and I'm looking. You know what I mean? And by him giving me that look, you know, I'm like, man, what's going on? You know, he's like, oh man, you already knew, Pete. And I stood up there, I was like, man, I'm still clueless. You know what I mean? And bro ended up breaking shit down for me and let me know, man, you know, I'm a pimp, nigga. You know what I mean? That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Them my hoods right there. You know what I mean? The two bitches that down there, you know what I mean? Them bitches out there, they pay me, nigga. That's my motherfucking hoes, nigga. And I was thinking that he was a hustler. So I'm like, Oh, so you don't? No, nigga, I'm a motherfucking pimp. Nigga, I don't sell no motherfucking drugs. Nigga, do none of that duck ass shit. Nigga, all I do, you understand me, is send a damn bitch. Nigga, that's all the fuck I do. You know what I mean? Nigga, I'm a pimp. And I'm like, oh, yeah. He like, nigga, you understand? So, of course, he showed the racks. He started, you know what I mean, counting. And if to my knowledge, you know, it's old, man. It's back, you know what I mean, in '07. But, you know what I mean, from them days, I think, you know, if and I could bring her on, you know what I mean, because I'm still in contact with Priceless to this day. You know what I mean? And I'll talk a little bit about somebody else. But, you know, Priceless, I gave a little bit over 4,000. But Niecy, his baby mama, that's very, you know, known in the game, she gave a little bit, you know what I mean, and probably a little bit more than that. But my memory served correct. You know what I mean? Nice that set up there, man, and counted 8 racks. Could have been more. It could have been 82 or 83, but I know for sure it was 8,000. So I know Niecy had the Priceless bitch over like 4 racks. They had just hit a little lick. They had just hit a little lick and broke themselves. So I'm fucked up because he's saying that he's a pimp, and I want to know how these many racks was being counted off some pussy, because even the dark bitch that I wanted to fuck on, I didn't think that she can get into that lifestyle. Now that I'm seeing her as, you know, a hoe, I didn't know that she could make that type of money like that. So I'm like, you know, how? So, you know, at the same time, bro ended up letting me know, you know what I mean? He taught them bitches how to steal. He's like, you know what I'm saying, P, a bitch fucking with me, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna sit up there and shit on another nigga pimping, you know what I'm saying? But just to let you know, you know what I'm saying, a bitch fucking with me, you know what I mean? She gotta know how to do more than just, you know what I'm saying, me suck and fuck, you understand me? You know what I mean? Because $1,000 and all of that little ass shit, nigga, that's little money, you understand me? So, you know what I mean? If a bitch sit up there and she fucking with me, the bitch got to sit up there and do more than just sucking and fuck. You know what I'm saying? If she really want to pay a pimp, she got to be down and about it. So I'm like, okay, so these bitches be stealing. And I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? Because I knew it had to be more than pussy selling going on, because I'm thinking to myself, this bitch ugly as hell. How does she make that amount of money? Come on, man. There's 452 people watching. Hit the like button, man. Get that like. Get the likes over 200 likes. The more likes, the more recommendations will be for this video. They didn't honor my brother right at the funeral. I'm going to honor my brother right. Now that I have power and I have the position that I have, I'm going to honor my brother right. You know what I mean? I'm going to preach better than the preacher did at the funeral. You know what I mean? So by all means, hit the like button. You know what I mean? Hit the like button for me. Do me that one favor. You know what I mean? I seen somebody earlier said they tired of hitting the like button. Well, if you're tired, don't hit it. But for those of you that fuck with me and that's fucking with this game, by all means, hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. The more likes, the more recommendations for the video. You know what I mean? So if you fuck with the game like that, hit the like button. You know what I mean? That's how we get more people at the channel, by hitting the like button. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. But let me say this to you. You know what I mean? Yes, bro. You correct, Ken. He was born on the 27th of November and he was killed on today. That is correct, bro. You're right about that. But getting back into it, he sit up there and let me know, you know, Ho got to do more, man, than suck and fuck, you know what I mean, to fuck with him. You know what I mean? He create thieves, man. And which and that's what the video will tie into the next video, you know. But, you know, he sat up there and said, every bitch that I get, man, you know what I mean, she got to be about money. If that bitch ain't going to be about some money, man, you know what I mean, that bitch can't fuck with me. You understand me? So I'm like, okay, all right, I get it. So we started fucking around with each other, man. And Nice was the one that brought me around the Memphis representation. Nice was the one that brought me around the Milwaukee representation of the game. And I have to be honest with you. Yes, I was in love with singing. Yes, I was in love with R&B. Yes, I was in love with music. Yes, I wanted to create something on the same level or bigger than a Teddy Riley or a Devontae, because them was my inspirations. Teddy Riley and Devontae, them niggas was the man, period. Teddy Riley was the man. I wanted to create something that was on the same level of a New Jack Swing, or a sound that was on the same level or greater, you know what I mean, than Devontae. You know what I mean? I wanted that something on that level. And I knew getting involved with women and the lifestyle and the streets, that ain't gonna do nothing but distract me. You know what I mean? Period. All I'm trying to do is sing, give money, and fuck every fine, attractive, beautiful ass woman, whether it's your wife, your girl, whatever, it don't matter. I just want to have fun and make cold ass music that's timeless. You know what I mean? That's all I wanted. So, you know, at that time, man, by me sitting over there listening to this pimping, you know, pimps would be having conversations about how they was checking it. Pimps would be, you know what I mean, having conversations about how they was doing things in different states, how they was knocking niggas, you know what I mean? And I was just listening, you know what I mean? And it was just electrifying to me, you know what I mean? The same way that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you know what I mean, when he heard, you know what I mean, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he liked it. You know what I mean? He liked it. You know, he was like, wow, this is a bold man. This is a very wise man, you know, but he did not want to become a Muslim until after he heard the Honorable Minister Malcolm X. And once he heard Brother Malcolm, that's when he wanted to become a Muslim. Yes, I had opportunities to be in the game. Yes, I had opportunities to sit up there and have some pretty girls prior to this. Yes. But I was so focused on my music and love my music, just like the minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was playing the violin into his music. So, you know, I wanted to do music. I wasn't thinking about no damn pimping. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to be no husband, pimp, Mac, none of that. I just want to have fun and be young. But the game called. And the game chose. And I allowed the game to choose me. The game was using Nice. I'm going to explain. You know what I mean? Just like somebody is going to instrument and you having your development in the game as well. Seeds are planted. Water is given. But the game got to get an increase. So, you know, just being all the way, you know what I mean, 100, you know what I mean? After listening to them, oh man, so what's going on over there? Oh man, you know what I mean? Nigga was moving slow around there, man. You know what I mean? Houston had slowed up on a pimp, man. You know what I mean? Gave me, you know what I mean, good 2 months. Then after that, man, it just went dry land on the pimp, man. You know, so I just sent them hoes, you know, automatic, you know what I mean, to Hawaii, man. I started checking it, man. And, you know what I mean, bro, how was it moving over there? Oh man, I wasn't doing less. You know what I mean? And 14s and 12s out the little bitch. And that's my slow one. You know what I mean? But my bitch has been down with me 6-7 years, man. She was coming back, you know what I mean? With Patek Philippe's, you know what I mean? Ferrari watches, man. You understand me? Man, some more shit, you know? And Pete, what's going on with you? Oh man, you know, I went damn near, man, like 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Without a hoe, man, sleeping in my car, man. And, man, I was like, man, today, this is my last day and holeless, man. And I just had my mind made up, you know what I mean, to go knock a bitch, you know what I mean, determined, man. I said, this is the last time that I'm going to sit up there, man, and rest my head and live another day without a hoe, man. And you won't believe, man, you know what I mean? I was sitting over there, you know, just moving around, man. And I believe it or not, P, The little bitch that y'all was sitting over there sweating. Yeah, P, I didn't tell you that. Yeah. I ain't tell you that was my bitch. You know what I mean? You know how we pimps do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you sweat my bitch. I ain't gonna say that's my bitch. You know what I mean? But just to let you know, yeah, I ain't gonna sit up there and tell you know how pimps do it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna tell you that, you know, that was my bitch. You know what I mean? I had to let you sweat the bitch. You know what I mean? But just to let you know, that's the bitch that I ended up knocking, you know what I mean, at the library. You know what I mean? I was sitting over there. I knocked that bitch at the library, bro. For real. Because I was going back to sit up there and return back a book. You know what I mean? Because even though I was holding those, I was still reading. So I was still coming in there. Plus, it'd be cool little bitches in the library to campaign at. So, you know, I come up in the library and I sit up there, man, knocked her little pretty white ass, man. You know what I mean? Sure did. And that other little bitch that you was sweating, yeah. That's the little bro. But I wasn't gonna tell you. I wasn't gonna, you know how we do, P. You know I wasn't gonna tell you. You can still sweat the bitch, man. You know how we do, man. You know we not black ops over these hoes, man. But you know what I mean, me today, you tomorrow, nigga. So, you know, yeah, man, that little bitch that you seen, believe it or not, you're gonna die laughing on this. But bro, I knocked her as soon as she walked out of jail. Yeah, man, the bitch had not been out of jail, man, for 10 minutes, man. And she was walking around, you know what I mean, downtown, doing around the jail area, man. And I ended up coming up with the bitch straight out of jail. So them type of stories stirred me up. J-Rock, thank you for the 2. Mike Larry, thank you for the 20. The classics coming. OG, appreciate that, bro. But, you know, them type of stories did something to my mind. I love the fact on how you could have nothing, how you was without anything, but because you knew that you was everything and everything that you was possessed by, you knew that you was gonna knock something. I just love the power of a pimp, how a pimp was able to go to a state that he had never been to and just be able to speak something existence that wasn't existing, and now all of a sudden that nigga is sitting over there 3 and 5 deep. When he came to the state, he didn't know nobody, and then when he left the state, he was doing everybody within the state. That's pimping, and I loved it. It did something to me. You know what I mean? They didn't know that these conversations, a lot of the P's was talking to me and treating me like I already was the ism simply because I was with Nice. You know what I mean? And then some was looking at Nice funny, and I'll get into all of that later on. You know what I mean? But just to letting you know what I mean, that just keeping that thing all the way 100, it do something on the inside when it's already something on the inside. You know what I mean? When something is already on the inside of you, the moment that you hear something, it'll stir something up in the inside of you. No, people was not born to be pimps. You know what I mean? No, pimps was not born. You know what I mean? No, we wasn't born to be pimps. But I will say this. Hold on, baby. Let me do this. You know what I mean? When I'm sitting over there coming through with this game, leave that meaningless shit alone. But you know what I mean? We wasn't born to be pimps. All right? Weren't born to be pimps, but by us having something on the inside of us already, the moment that we were introduced to the game, we was able to produce within the game because something was already in us. Period. We already had the capabilities. We already had the identity. We already had the individuality that made us good for the game. So no, pimps are not born, because one of the prerequisites to be a pimp, you got to be a man first. And nobody come out their mother's womb as a man. That's a position. The male is the gender and the man is the position. Got to be a man first, as the honorable, incomparable Mel Taylor, you know what I mean, taught. But moving right along, because of Nice, I had an opportunity to be around the pimping, to hear the pimping. And as I began to hear the pimping, I didn't want to do R&B no more. When I heard the pimping, I didn't want to rehearse no more. You know, so I started missing rehearsals. I didn't want to do that no more. And maybe in the future, I'll have Sammy tell you exactly how I came to him. You know, because Sammy was calling me, Cornell was calling me, and I had ended up getting in contact. I came to him and I said, man, I'm not going to be able to be in the group anymore. I'm not going to be able to sit up there and do anything, you know, pertain. Saying, what you on? Not saying Philip. Phil, what you going to be? What you on? Man, I want a pimp. Oh, man, what you did? You done met one of these little girls, man, that gave you some money. Come on, man, your future is bright, man. You know what I mean? Because they knew some of my original songs that I had written. You know what I mean? And I've lost a lot. Some I just got in my heart and my mind still. But your future is bright. What would you do that for? I was like, man, I want to pimp. I don't want to do nothing else but pimp. I don't want to be no boyfriend. I don't want to be, you understand me, no husband. I don't want to do none of that shit. I don't want to do no R&B shit right now. All I want to do is pimp. That's all I want to do is pimp. Thank you, Terrence. Good looking on the 20, bro. Appreciate you. Blessings, King. You know what I mean? Hope you're doing well. You know what I mean? Currently right now, as we said in a previous video not too long ago, Terrence just lost his father not too long ago. You know what I mean? So blessings to Terrence, and may the peace of God that passes all human understanding still be with your family and comfort you in your lonely hours, bro. But you know what I mean? All I want to do is pimp, man. I have to put this music down, man. The game has called me, and it's time to answer the call. But I'm riding around with Nice, man, and I'm just seeing, you know, how pimps get down and shit. You know what I mean? At that time, before Nice, man, you know, man, all my stories are authentic. You know how some niggas, I was balling and I made millions of dollars before I got, no, nigga, I had a Cutlass nigga that was breaking down all the time. You know what I mean? A job, you know, working, singing in the lounge and all of that. No, I wasn't no major dope dealer. I wasn't selling weight by the pound and all of that. No, and even if I did, I wouldn't glorify that to you as if that's something to be to destroy our community. I don't know why people tell these stories like this. Oh, you did? Oh, so you the reason why mothers and you the reason why mothers couldn't be mothers, and I don't know why, but you know, people tell these stories like they just glamorous. But no, I wasn't, you know, selling drugs. You know what I mean? I had a little dealings when I was a little boy. But, you know, no. You know, as I got older, no, I wasn't selling no drugs. I told you, prior to me singing, I worked at Walmart before. I told you prior to Walmart, I worked at the call center inside of, well, that's not important right now. But y'all know, it was a rental car place. You know what I mean? I worked for them. You know, and I did telemarketing, you know what I mean? And I was great at that. The moment that they heard me in telemarketing, they made me the floor manager. The moment that they seen me, heard me, well, monitoring, heard me, socialize with them customers, they said, that motherfucker natural. Make him the floor manager. So, you know, I went through a lot of these jobs before I had my job now at White Castles. You know what I mean? You know, so no, I don't want to tell you things that are not true. You know what I mean? So that's not true about me. I don't have to make up stories about, you know, before I got in the game, I was murking niggas. I don't have no, you know who stories about murking 3 people and all of that. And no, and even if I did murk somebody, you wouldn't know about it. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. But, you know, just keeping that thing all the way, you know what I mean, 100. I was just in love with the pimping, man, and Nice played a very instrumental part in me falling in love with the game. Period. The same way Mary J. Blige and Charlie Wilson felt when they sang that song, I'm in Love. And I know that song was dedicated to a woman, but that's how I feel towards the game. Hurry up and help me get them likes to 300. We at 247 likes right now. with 463 people watching. Let's get them likes above 300. Let's get the shares up. Keep sharing, keep liking. We need as many people as we can get to help me celebrate and honor my brother and give wise words, and how me and my brother was a proverb on what not to do. But, as time went on, Nice ended up leaving. Okay? Nice ended up leaving. He left, Vegas, and he went back to New Orleans. Goody, which is his brother, who's also very known, basically, Goody, he didn't last long. Anybody that remember Goody at that time, that nigga Goody had a Benz that was customized. He had Goody on the windows and all of that. He had the little you understand me, a nice little 24s and shit, sitting on the Benz. Like Goody was doing his thing, and Goody had real jewelry. Goody was having it his way. So when Goody came down, to Vegas, and because of his style of doing things didn't fit in. First of all, when he drove that car on the Las Vegas Strip, Metro Police was all on Goody. They set up there and had Goody in handcuffs right on the spot. And in reality, just to be honest with you, I actually met Goody before that's another story, but I met Goody before I had even seen Priceless and Nice. You know what I mean? Goody was Louis'd up, ring and jeweled up, So, Goody and Nice had a cold reputation, and Goody was hitting them hard. It's just that Goody, his bitches got arrested the first motherfucking day that they was out there. They caught cases. And Goody had to bail them and their ass out. And by Goody having thieves, they caught thief cases. So Goody bailed them bitches out, and he ain't ever since then, Goody never came to Vegas. After Goody bailed them bitches out, he didn't come back to Vegas no more. Nice, did decent. He was cool. So Nice basically left, Vegas, and he ended up going to New Orleans. So when he went to New Orleans, bro ended up sitting up there, going back to New Orleans, but we kept in contact like every day. And, because I remember prior to that, he was like, man, I'm going to come back. And he was supposed to come back next week, but he didn't. But he had left such a good impression on me, man, shit, I wasn't doing nothing but campaigning. And that's how I ended up seeing Freeze, okay? I actually had met Nice before Freeze, okay? Freeze was already in the game before me. Freeze already had like 2 months in before me, okay? So both of my brothers, my right-hand man and my left-hand man, was in the game before I was even in the game, all right? So, fast forwarding, of course, Freeze because Freeze was one of my provokers as well. We just telling the truth here. Freeze compelled me to pimp as well because Freeze had a little broad and Freeze was checking it like a motherfucker on Koval. Doing his thing in 07. That's why I laugh at certain little individuals that be just lying on my brother. You know what I mean? Freeze and pimped in way more states. You can get on the telephone and you can sit up there and run Freeze's name on telecommunication and confirmation gonna come back for his representation in the game for cross country. All them little local jokers that never leave Vegas, you never see them nowhere but Vegas and Miami, they really need to be quiet about this pimping. Stop it. You've never pimped in Cali. Certain Cali pimps, it's certain out-of-town pimps that's known more in Cali than Cali niggas. You understand me? I'm just being 100 about this game. You got out-of-towners that's more well known than a lot of niggas that's born and raised in Cali and for Cali pimping. You got niggas that got Hollywood for their name. Hollywood don't know them for no pimping. They need to drop Hollywood. You understand me? Just because you showed up 1 or 2 times, shook a few hands, you know what I mean, at the headquarters, nigga, that do not make you Hollywood pimping, man. Stop it. You know what I mean? But I just had to sit up there and take out my belt for 2 seconds because it's just so many people putting on acts, you know what I mean, on social media, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? But getting back, you know what I mean, to my brother, you know, Nice set up there, you know what I mean, was keeping in touch, and by then, you know, Freeze had a broad. He was checking it on Cobalt. Rest in peace to my brother YT. You know, he's no longer with me as well. But it seemed like everybody that I knew, man, you know what I mean, had a bitch but me. You know what I mean? I had this little older chick, you know what I mean, that I was charging on, but she wanted to do it her way. She was in her 30s and I was at 23 years old. So she thought that she had more game than me. And she wanted to tell me how things is. Anybody know me, I always been an arrogant, you can't tell me nothing ass nigga. So just keeping that thing all the way real. This ain't working out. So my official, real, you know what I mean, my first trap came from Priceless. You know what I mean? I ended up naming my Samoan bitch, Rachel, I named her Priceless after Nice Bitch. Because remember, Nice Bitch Dominique, her name is Priceless. So when I sit up there and I knock Rachel, I sit up there, you know what I mean, and named her Priceless. You know what I mean? So of course, you know, I called Nice. I was like, yeah, man, you know what I mean? I got me something, man. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, she down, man. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting over there, man. I'm working the strip. I'm working Boulder. I'm working, man, any and everything, you understand me, in Vegas in sight, nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the way I was talking to Nice, he's like, damn, Pete, you understand me? You talking like you feel more slim around this motherfucker. Calm down, man. You know, knock you some more hoes, man. You know what I mean? Because that bitch can blow on you. Or she could get into an attitude. You know what I mean? Don't think just because you seen, well, I got to do his. Don't think just because, you know what I mean, you seen them bitches, you know what I mean, sit up there and break themselves and shit like that, that I don't have no problems with them, nigga. You know what I mean? So just because you got one, nigga, you understand me? You need to go out there, you understand me, and get you some boy, my nigga. Go knock you a bitch. Stay busy. The best way to sit up there, you understand me, and keep, you understand me, money coming in your pocket, my nigga, is to sit up there and stay down, you understand me, like you don't even have a bitch. You know what I mean? So that means that even when you sit up there and get 10 bitches, nigga, you need to sit up there even after getting buku bitches, nigga. You need to be out there acting like you ain't even got none, my nigga. You know? You know what I mean? That's nice. You know what I mean? So even if I had buku bitches, nigga, I'm gonna be out there like I don't even have none, my nigga. You hear me, son? So, of course, you know what I mean? I took that mentality, man. And, you know, even though I had her, I had to sit up there, you know what I mean? And, stay at work, you know. That's why I always was endeavoring to be deep, because I'm listening to him and I'm seeing other individuals. Now I had other friends, they have one little bitch, you know, or two little bitches and things like that, but they wasn't moving like that because they wasn't around the representation that I was around. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They wasn't around the individuals that I was around that gave influence to me. And the individuals that I was around, you know what I mean? These were niggas that was 5 deep, 7 deep, you know, at least 3 deep. So that's why seeing, you know what I mean, always had especially in the early days, a reputation for knocking, a reputation for getting bitches out of pocket, reputation for having interviews. You know what I mean? And blessings to T-Mac, because T-Mac was like, man, as many bitches as you be getting out of pocket in all these interviews, nigga, you better break you a bitch. You know what I mean? Shout out to T-Mac. He put that seed in me. And from that day on, man, I was a force to be reckoned with. It was crazy. But, you know, I ended up, you know, going down to New Orleans, you know, because, you know, you got to be cross country with this shit. You know, so I ended up going down to New Orleans, man, and I seen how Nice was getting down up and close. And because when you're a novice about something, you know, and when you first get in something, And because your knowledge is not equivalent to others, I don't act like you guys, because if I act like you, I'm going to miss the game. And I don't want to miss the game. So I had to sit up there and learn from Nice. And I seen some shit that in my mind, I was like, hold on, man, who the fuck is calling me? I was sitting over there, you know, I'm calling Nice. No, I'm seeing my nigga Nice do some things that in my mind, I'm like, what part of the game is this? So, you know, Nice was about that ass whooping. You know, a bitch knew not to sit up there and come in, you know, to Nice, you know what I mean, any kind of motherfucking way, you know. So they knew these things. They knew not to sit up there and come to Nice any kind of way, because they knew it was consequences about that. Nice didn't play, you know what I mean, with bitches when it sat up there and came to money. You know what I mean? He wasn't playing at all. So, you know, when I would see Nice, you know, give a ass whooping, Nice sitting over there, you know what I mean, taking off belts, you know what I mean? And at that particular time, you know, Nice had that little, man, I forgot what it was called. He never hit none of them bitches, but he would sit up there and he would scare them. Nice had that ball, you know what I mean? With them cleats, he had that ball with the spikes on it. You know what I mean? With the chain wrapped around it. You know what I mean? And so a bitch would really think twice about sitting over there coming, you know what I mean, around Nice broke. And I would be around, bro, and some of them bitches, you know what I mean, when they was having a bad night or broke, they would get scared as fuck to sit up there and tell my brother that, you know what I mean, they wasn't having a good night, because they knew, you know, 9 out of 10, this about to lead to you getting your ass whooped. You know what I mean? And I didn't expect anything as I learned more about who Nice got the game from. You know what I mean? Hold on. There we go. You know what I mean? So, and let me do this, because when I'm sitting over there, people know not to call me during this time. You're not talking about anything important. The people that are important in my life, you know what I mean, I told them not to call or text me, you know what I mean, while I'm live. Y'all know when I'm live, you know, it's just like when the minister is up behind the pulpit. Bitch, don't call me. Don't call me. Don't text me. You know what I mean? Now, of course, I don't go upside a bitch head, you know what I mean, have rebuking service, you know what I mean, the way that I used to in times past. But a bitch know not to play with me. And these bitch ass niggas know not to play with me too. And that's exactly why I'm at the same residence and none of these bitch ass niggas have come through. Because they want to convince you, or a bitch that don't know no better, that they something that they not. But anyway, hit that like button. I told you, let's get the likes over 300. It's 477 people watching. Come on, the more likes, the more shares, the more individuals that we have, you know, in there. But bro, I had that chain with that, he had that motherfucking chain hooked up to the ball with the spikes on it. Good looking JJ coming in here with the 10, bro. Appreciate that, loved one. You know, bro, I had that, you know what I mean, chain, you know what I mean, with the spikes, with the ball with the spikes on it, with the chain connected. And one time, Priceless was scared. She had a, you know what I mean, she had to sit up there, you understand me, and had a motherfucking bad night. I think the bitch had only made like $400 or $300 that night or something. And I know square niggas is like, shit, that sound cool to me. I know how squares think. But no, $300, $400 within a 24-hour period? No, man, that ain't nice style. So, you know, a bitch about to get it. Now, when a bitch is making money like she should, bro gonna sit up there and treat her, you know what I mean, a certain way. But I never forget. We up in the motherfucking he riding around in the damn Yukon. He had the little Yukon. He had a little truck. This was sometime when he ain't coming in the Jag or something, or if he ain't riding in the Benz, because Nisi would be in the Benz, but bro would be in the Yukon. And that nigga sit up there, and he got that motherfucking chain just riding around on Bourbon, looking for the bitch. You know what I mean? She was like, she said, I had a bad night. I don't want to come in because I know you're going to get me. Bitch, shut your stupid ass up. You had a bad night. You know what I mean? Because you wanted to have a motherfucking bad night. No, Nice. I really tried. I was out all night trying to have a good night. Please don't. Bitch, shut your dumb ass up. I don't want to hear that dumb ass shit you talking about, you stupid ass bitch. You should have been out here motherfucking matching. You was out here socializing again. No, I wasn't out socializing again. No, I wasn't socializing, Nice. Please, I'm sorry, please. I just want some sleep. If I could just get a few hours of sleep. Please let me get a few hours of sleep. Bitch, you done only sit up there and made, you understand me, $300, you dusty ass bitch, and you talking about go to sleep? Bitch, I ought to kill your dusty black ass. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh my God. Now you gonna kill me. You gonna And I ain't gonna lie, this shit used to have me sit up there, you know what I mean, and just dying, right? So Nice sitting over there driving. He said, Pete, you gonna sit up there, we about to switch sides, nigga. Because you might sit up there and have to drive. Because if I sit up there and I see this bitch, I'm about to sit up there and I'm about to jump out and I'm about to hit this bitch. I'm about to sit up there and knock this bitch the fuck out. And I'm gonna jump back in. And because the type of nigga that Nice was, this nigga was for real. He didn't care if police was right there. Nice didn't give a fuck if security was right there. Nigga, he don't give a fuck if God was right there. If he tell your motherfucking ass that he about to beat your ass, that's the fuck he is. And it didn't mean just for a bitch either. These niggas as well. So I was like, all right, cool. So he's sitting over there riding. Matter of fact, just to give you the right feeling, right? Because I remember it like it was yesterday. So whenever Sin do something, Sin make you feel like you right there in the moment because this was so real, that's how it was. So let me show you exactly what. So we sitting over there riding around. New Orleans motherfuckers already know. Y'all know this shit right here. You know what I mean? You already know this right here. But this used to be Nice shit. He had this shit on repeat, just riding around. Got the chain. That nigga got the chain, you understand me, with the spikes to it. He got with the chain hooked up to the bar with the spikes like. So you got to eat it, fix. And I be coming through with shit to separate bricks. You got a room and food, then you got to get it fixed. It ain't no missing you, cause I have too many clips. Too many times I got to spread the crowd. Hey, so we sitting over there, that was his song right there. Hot Boys Riding, that's a nice song right there. So, you know what I mean, if it wasn't Wayne, we listening to some Hot Boys, Big Timers, Boosie, you know what I mean? We doing all that, Soulja Slim, all of that shit. So we sit up there, you know what I mean? We couldn't find the bitch. You know what I mean? God was really on Priceless' side that day, man, because, man, Nice was getting ready to let that bitch have it. So we sit up there, lie to you not, man. These, man, classics, man. Get the like button, man. Get the likes over 300 and quit playing with me, man. I'm sitting over here blessing you with these stories about my brother, man. Get the likes over 300, man. Hit that like button. We had 284 likes. It's 481 people watching, man. Hit the like button right now. You know what I mean? If you're not subscribed to the channel, we crazy like this all the time. I got the best people over here. The people within my comment section, no disrespect, other channels are bigger, some are smaller. But look at the stuff we talk about and look at the stuff we relate to and laugh about. Ain't nothing like the family over here. So by all means, man, just sit up there, you know what I mean, and hit the like button. Let's get the likes over 300. Make sure you share this on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, your girlfriend, your baby mama, your second baby mama, the possibility bitch. You don't know whether it's yours or not. Send it to the possibility bitch as well. So, God was on that bitch side. You know what I mean? Because she was getting ready to get combed. And I mean that, combed. But, God was on Priceless side, so she lived another day. You know what I mean? But when she got back on this line, and this is one of the reasons that created the monster in me, I just want you to understand, okay? I'll tell you when she got back on this line, but first, before I sit up there, but let me also tell you about when we went to Goody's place, okay? Which was crazy to me because New Orleans was just crazy, okay? You got all of these bitches doing all of this horn, robbing and stealing, but most of the police ain't sitting over there doing nothing because most of the so-called hoes, they got police officers for boyfriends. You know what I mean? That's just how it is on Bergen. So, Goody's crib, his house, is like right across the street from the goddamn police. It's a police officers that stay right across the street from the homie crib. So I'm like, man, this shit crazy. So we sit up there, you know what I mean, come up in Goody's place, and he like, what you doing? How you doing, son? Oh, you done came down there? You done came down to the New Orleans, right? Okay, baby. You know what I mean? I fuck with you. You understand me? You done came down here. You know what I mean? I remember, hey, night. Hey, son, when I seen this nigga here, we was down. Yeah, we was down on the strip, son. Yeah, I seen this nigga, right? Hey, son was looking like he was about to sell a bean pie. Son was down. Hey, that nigga was down like he was about to sell a bean pie. You know what I mean? Hey, I fuck with Sin. I fuck with this nigga. Hey, nice. But when I seen the nigga looked like he was about to sell a bean pie. He was like in a black suit or something. Yeah, the nigga looked like he was part of an R&B group called Islamic Pies or something. You know, them niggas cracking, right? You know what I mean? And I never forget, you know what I mean? And he respected me for it. But Goody was like, hey, that nigga was crazy, right? I was like, oh shit. But hey. One thing about that nigga Sin, I seen that nigga Sin at a bitch, man. I seen that nigga Sin at a bitch. I was like, yeah. Son gonna have him a bitch. He gonna have a bitch. Yeah, that nigga gonna come up. That nigga gonna end up getting into the game. He gonna end up sitting up there and fucking with the game. He's like, yeah, and then when I seen that nigga sit up there till he leaves the people, I was like, yeah, that bitch crazy, yes indeed. Yeah, that bitch crazy, yes indeed. I was like, whoa. And that's when I stopped everything. Because I'm from Chicago. And New Orleans get down a little different. And I had to even correct some of my young niggas from the shop that's doing some of that Southern shit. And I respect the South. But how the South get down and have Chicago nigga get down with the bitch word, we don't do that. You won't see Simple to P with Freeze, and I'm like, man, bitch, you crazy. No. You won't see Freeze sitting over there, bitch, you stay pimping. No, we don't talk like that. So immediately, I was like, bro, what you say? And he had told me, and I was like, no, we don't. He's like, oh, no. I'm sorry, Sin. I'm sorry. No. I fuck with you. No. I didn't mean nothing bad. You know I didn't mean. That's just the way we talk down here. So, you know what I mean? But we do not do that. Okay? So we got respect established right then and there. And everything was on and popping. You know what I mean? But I want to make you understand a reason why Sin is the way that he is now, because the way I am now, that's not how I was in the beginning, because I told you that I got a lot of bad information from, a lot of good information and bad information from, good and bad representation of the game. So, of course, at that time, man, we chilling and we watching. Matter of fact, just to give you a little history about my nigga Goody, you know what I mean? Some of y'all don't remember this song right here. You know what I mean? But I'm a play this. This song, the jewelry that this nigga got on, that's Goody jewelry. Okay? Goody let the nigga borrow, you know what I mean, the jewelry for the video. Just to give you a little history. A pimp gave a so-called dope dealer jewelry. Ain't that amazing? You know what I mean? But hold on. But some of y'all ain't gonna remember this song right here. But the jewelry that he had on, Goody just, that was his little baby jewelry. You know what I mean? Goody, like, I don't even wear that shit no more. Here, man. You need something. Just wear the shit. So Goody was like, that's my son. You know what I mean? That's my son right there. But this song right here, Goody gave that nigga the jewelry.
T-Weezy on the track. T-Weezy on the track.
How many remember that?
Baby boy, the
How many remember that?
Big time on Cash Monroe.
Hold on, let me get to the good.
This is the way I live. Little boy,
I know y'all forgot.
I stack my money, lay low and chill. Don't need to work hard.
Yeah, Good sat up there and gave him that. The jewelry on his album cover, Good gave him that. You know what I mean? Good just gave it to him. You know what I mean? He didn't have no jewelry. So, Good gave it to him. Good was that type of nigga like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why when Good went down, for niggas to not sit up there and, look out for bro the way they were supposed to, you reap what you sow, baby. But we sitting over there, as we sitting over there chopping it up, me, Good, and Nice, he have a knock at the door. So he open the door, little fine ass little black bitch with a little ass on her. You know what I mean? Good sat up there, you know what I mean, and had a little broad that he had got from the club, and I was learning, you know what I mean, because my niggas, the way my niggas move, a lot of my niggas basically sat up there, man, and they'd take bitches out the strip club or take a bitch from the club, fuck the shit out of her the same day, or sit up there and spend some time with that bitch. 2 seconds later, that bitch on the track. And I've seen that a lot with Goody. You know what I mean? So this little fine ass thick bitch, she walk up in the motherfucker and Good say, just go back to the back room. So she go back, to Good master bedroom and shit. We chilling in the living room. You know what I mean? He just told that bitch, to be back there. But his hoe ended up, and she was good. She married now, Rhonda married now. But she drive up, and I guess she recognized the car, you know what I mean, of the little stripper broad. You know what I mean? And at that particular time, you know what I mean, Good was still, doing his thing with the little stripper broad. What I mean when I say a nigga doing his thing is, Dre would say, Goody is chipping. You know what I mean? Chipping mean he fucking on this bitch. Okay? But she ain't basically his hoe yet. He ain't turned her out. He turning her on and turning her inside out as far as the pussy, but not the mind to the game. He chipping. As the old P's would say, the nigga chipping. So the bitch that he got, you know what I mean, that he chipping with, the bitch go to the motherfucking his master bedroom, but me, Nice, and Good, we chilling. But Good's hoe come through, and she must have recognized the vehicle of the stripper bitch. You know what I mean? So she was like, she come in, she like, so you just got this bitch all up in here, and she ain't doing no motherfucking horn? You know what I mean? She ain't doing no motherfucking horn, and she just at the house parlaying and all of that shit. This bitch ain't sitting over there stealing nothing, sucking and fucking on anything, and she could just have your time whenever the fuck she want to have your time. And that's when I seen the monster, you know what I mean, raised, you know, out of P. And P had sit up there, you know what I mean, and went off, you know what I mean, on that bitch. And Good sat up there, you understand me, and went off on that bitch so cold. True story. Good sat up there, you understand me, and went off on that bitch so motherfucking cold. Good sat up there, you understand me? Bitch, who the fuck you talking to? You know what I mean? Bitch, so she knew when that nigga raised up that he was nothing to play with. So when Good get up, Good, she go out the house. Good said, oh, it's funny now, and thank God it missed the bitch. Good get up and take a brick, and sit up there, you understand me, and throw it at that motherfucker, and throw it at that bitch. You know what I mean? It missed her, but it only missed her. God loved this bitch because it only missed her like by this much. So just imagine trying to hurry up and get to your car, and a motherfucker hit you, and the motherfucking brick come this close. It just, you know what I mean, over you. You know what I mean? So just keeping that thing all the way motherfucking 100, man. I'm just giving you a little history as well, talking about my brother, but giving you a history on why when I came into game, bitches was getting their ass whooped. Because of the motherfuckers that I was around. They wasn't playing. You know what I mean? And plus, you know, in the pimp game, you ain't trying to get like the next man. You know what I mean? You want to be the man, meaning that you above everything. You know what I mean? You want everything. You know what I mean? As Warren G said, I want it all. So, you know, just keeping that thing, you know what I mean, all the way motherfucking 100, going back to nice, because I had told you about when Prices had a bad day. Keep in mind that, you know what I mean, I had seen Good throw the brick, you know what I mean, at the bitch and shit. But, okay, fast forwarding, you know what I mean, Nice set up there, you know what I mean, the bitch then got in contact. Now all of a sudden, Priceless got a watch. She got a watch now. You know what I mean? She done set up there and hit for somebody's watch. You know what I mean? I think, I don't really remember, but I think it was like a, you know, it wasn't nothing amazing. It was a little Rolex that was like under 10,000. But if you could take a motherfucking watch to a damn pawn shop, you know what I mean, and get you $7,000 or $8,000, you know what I mean, that's still cool. Especially for a bitch that only made $300. So she stayed down and, you know what I mean, she came up. Plus, in 07, it was more easier to get money in New Orleans. That's why they got all them gay ass laws in New Orleans now, because the way that the niggas two up New Orleans. Okay? Memphis, Milwaukee niggas was eating like a motherfucker in New Orleans. All right? The reason why the laws is the way that they is because Milwaukee niggas and Memphis niggas was at the buffet table eating. All right? New Orleans niggas here and there. You know what I mean? Because some of the Milwaukee bitches started messing with the New Orleans niggas because the Milwaukee bitches started messing with New Orleans niggas because the Milwaukee niggas, you know what I mean, they wasn't treating them right. And a lot of the New Orleans niggas, they was kind of boyfriends. You know what I mean? It was only a few real pimps to come out of New Orleans any motherfucking way. Majority of them niggas, man, on some gangster shit, New Orleans. You know what I mean? On some pimp shit, sorry. You know, the pimping is sorry. For the I just being 100, I can't lie to you. The representation for New Orleans when it comes to pimping is sorry. It's only a few real pimps that you could talk about that come out of New Orleans. It's only a few. You know what I mean? A lot of them other niggas, man, them niggas, they so-called pimping is the best definition of backwards. But that's neither here nor there. So that's one of the reasons why, you know what I mean, shouts out to my you know what I mean, my partner Asa coming up in here. Blessings, bro, to send for everyone in the chat. Blessings to you, bro. But you know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I was having barbershop and rebuking service the way that I was having. That's why a bitch had to get her ass whooped. Because I didn't have the knowledge of the game yet. And I'm conforming to what I'm being informed about. And I'm seeing niggas, you know what I mean, riding clean, having good jewelry, wearing designer clothes, you know what I mean? I'm seeing Nice would sometimes leave out the motherfucking room, nigga, with $32,000, you know what I mean, in his pocket. Racked upon rack. Of course, now I wouldn't, because I don't even leave out the house really with cash. If I'm leaving out with cash, it's pretty much to go drop off a jug or something like that. I don't go nowhere with cash. I mean, in the beginning, a few years ago, you know, it was cool, but I don't do the cash. You know what I mean? I haven't got nothing but a bunch of cards now. But at that time, young in the game at 23, you know what I mean? Nice would have big stacks of money. You know what I mean? All of them niggas would have stacks. You know what I mean? Sometime Goody would sit up there and hit the mall, and Goody would have a good, you understand me, 50 racks on him. He'd have more than 50,000 on his person. You know what I mean? New Orleans was the easiest, still one of the easiest, but New Orleans was the easiest place in the country to get some money. Why? Because of the spirit of alcoholism that is within New Orleans, the spirit of drugs and all of that. So it was more easy. A bitch really didn't have to do all of that sucking and fucking. Tricks would be so drunk and high that, you know what I mean, a bitch could really seduce and reduce and produce for a pimp the way she was supposed to. You know what I mean? So, and shouts out to my brother Charmin and Jay for coming in here. Blessings to Inglewood, you know what I mean, tapping in. Mr. Norm, blessings to you, bro. My nigga Clyde coming up in here. 619 coming up in here. Pretty Face Coco. Helena coming in here. You know, she from New Orleans. Show Helena love. You know, and of course, my brother Extended Clips. But, you know, this was a reason why I had to whoop ass. These motherfuckers is having too much money, man. So I'm thinking the way that things go is to go hard on a bitch. Okay? So that's when I began to I'm going to tell you the truth. What most don't do. Yeah, was I sitting over there a little bit here and there, you know, going hard on prices? Yes, but one of the main reasons why I ended up blowing the bitch, the reason why Priceless ended up leaving is because she became so afraid of me that she bounced. Okay? Now, because when you start off a certain way with a woman and you smooth, because when Priceless got with me, my Priceless, Rachel, when she got with me, she got with Philip the man. And she liked Philip the man. But because I didn't know anything about the lifestyle of pimping and whoring, I'm learning the do's and don'ts. I'm thinking that, you know, the behavior that Nice and Goody and certain other representation in the game, I don't know if they want their names, so I won't name them. You know, I'm cool. You know, Goody, my brother, rest in peace to my other brother, you know, but I can speak these names. But, you know, because of the way that they did things, I'm in my mind like, you know, I'm going to have to beat some ass. A bitch need to know that I'm not playing. And no disrespect to Nice and Goody. I love them. And I definitely love Nice because he introduced me to the game. But, you know, my ability, capability, identity is greater than all of these niggas. So I need more money. I need more materialistic. I need more hoes. I need all of that. You know what I mean? Jay, that's why Currency posted that video. You know what I mean? Currency knows Nice and Goody. That's why he posted that video, you know what I mean, that particular day, I believe. Because when I began to talk about, because, you know, you got to be real, man. Goody, you know, I just got to be real. Nice was definitely doing this thing. But Goody was doing this thing. Okay? Nice was doing this thing. And Goody was doing this thing. So a lot of rappers that was little, and I do mean that, little, they looked up to Goody. Okay? A lot of them niggas' jewelry style even came from Goody, truth be told. It's a lot of shit that I could have said about certain rappers that I know about just from fucking with Good. But, you know, I ain't into that just for views, you know, making enemies just for views. And no, man. But, you know, a lot of them niggas got their style, bro, from Good. They came up, you know what I mean, seeing Good do his thing. Okay. Nice was even encouraged seeing Goody do his thing. You know what I mean? And if you ask any bitch that was hoeing in New Orleans, you know what I mean, from pretty much from like, especially the 03 to 08 era, all you got to do is say Goody, and they gonna know Good. You know what I mean? To my knowledge, no, DJ, no. No. You know what I mean? And what's sad is I was looking out for Good, being a blessing, you know what I mean, like I was supposed to, because whenever you see somebody, they only make some of y'all are out there, so you can relate to them. They only make a few real niggas like us. All right? The shit is, when one of your niggas get locked up and they come back, you supposed to have a bankroll for your mans. If you knew that your mans was used to doing certain things, have something for your mans. All right? The same way you seen Paid in Full when Mitch got out, you know what I mean? How, you understand me? I forgot the other nigga name. Damn, man, you know Poe, Mitch, and damn, man, Ace. You know what I mean? So Ace set up there, you know what I mean, and had that ready. That's how you supposed to do it. Hold on. Gotta make sure DJ comment short. But you gotta make sure that your man is, because when you was in position, you didn't look out for others in the game. What inspiration did you give? You didn't do nothing. So, you know, no. But see, Nice was like half and half. All right? Like Nice was the type, he gonna sit up there and give to the homeless. Nice gonna, if he see you homeless or you fucked up, Nice gonna pull out a $100 bill and give it to you. You know what I mean? That's why these certain individuals, I'm gonna end up talking about them later, but certain niggas that was trying to speak down on Nice, you know, and they waited till after he was dead, because, you know, when Nice was living, them niggas wouldn't have said nothing, because them niggas feared Nice. But, you know, just keeping that shit all the way 100, it's only a few niggas like us. So I just got to put that principle out there. If you had a nigga that looked out for you, or you had a nigga that was a blessing, or even if he wasn't, because I keep telling y'all, the only nigga that gave me a jug was Freeze. But, you know, if a nigga ever been an inspiration to you, it's mandatory. And even though, you know what I mean, Nice had never gave me a jug, you know what I mean, because I ain't never asked for one either. You know what I mean? I just knew my brother's type, you know, because Nice mentality is, if you a pimp, get it out the bitch. But he'll sit up there and help the homeless or a square in a minute. That's just how he was. And anybody that's ever rode in a car with Nice knew that Nice was the type that he'd stop sometime. You could be talking. And while you'll be talking to Nice, Nice will stop and start praying. Niggas that, see, some people just knew Nice, and then some people actually knew Jonathan. And when you riding with him, because he knew the lifestyle that he was living within his mind, he thought that his lifestyle was contrary to what God wanted him to do. So a lot of times, you know, and because he felt comfortable around me doing that, because he knew my spiritual background, because we was brothers like that, same with me and Freeze is brothers like that, Nice would just break out and start praying while he was driving. Nice or sometime, you know, if you driving or something like that, and y'all can be in the conversation, Nice to start driving, he'll start praying. That's the type of man, you know, that he was. You know what I mean? But let me keep fast forwarding. So I'll tell you this one story. I think some of you know, but let me tell you this. And this is one of the reasons why sin ended up kind of getting shysty. That's because sin ended up becoming a cold, dirty macker. And the reason why I became a cold, dirty macker, and the reason why I became, cold with it, and coming up with some cold ass out of this world manipulation tactics was because of my brother Nice. Now, for those that remember the story, and she'll even tell you, I don't want to make the bitch famous, but it's a little bitch on Instagram. She got hella followers now. Okay? Hella followers. She just, she a little white bitch and everything like that. And by this time, I had whooped Priceless ass so much that she was scared, because I even give you that before. Man, with me and Nice is just so much. 3 hours is not really enough. But we sitting over there, chopping it up. And Priceless was so scared of me because she sat up there one time because she was in a slump. Some of y'all know the story. She was in a slump. She sat up there and stole money from the other Priceless. Okay? The other Priceless had like $2,500, in her panties, I think. And she had it laying around. And my bitch sat up there, because she was fucked up. She took that. She had took that and acted like she had got it from a trick. And so Nice, he was like, bro, sin. So he tell me the situation. We chop it over and things like that. But I'm young and green at the time as well. Because in all honesty, the me now would have presided over that situation completely different. But due to the fact that he was messing with a young sin, he was able to get over. Now, was my bitch wrong for stealing from this bitch, especially knowing that, this bitch basically is hoeing for my nigga? She prostituting, stealing, from my nigga? Yes. But at the same time, because I allowed Priceless to go on dates with his bitch Priceless, and any nigga that's ever had a thief or thieves know what the fuck I'm talking about, because he had game that I didn't have at the time, bro was able to sit up there, and of course teach his bitch. But when they was going out on dates, my bitch, let me show you how green I was and how green the bitch was. A green nigga gonna equal a green bitch all the time, okay? And because I was ignorant, the bitch was ignorant. And because I thought my brother was being pure with me, I was being pure with him. But, when you down and dirty, and a nigga, then, it is what it is. But, okay, this bro calling himself showing me the game. Priceless would go on dates with his bitch Dominique, which is Price as well. My bitch was named after his bitch. They on a date, and as they on a damn date, a lot of times my bitch was doing the sucking and fucking, but Nice bitch was doing the stealing. So a lot of them nights when Priceless was coming back with 5,300 and 7,000 in a watch and all of that type of shit, my bitch coming back with $1,000. So instead of splitting it across the middle, what's up, bro? If that's my bro, he didn't came in. I don't know if he got the name, or I think that's bro I did time with. But instead of splitting it up the middle and splitting the 7 racks or splitting the 5 racks or whatever you got from the pawn shop, splitting it, my brother would, she would only come back with 1,000, and she would tell me, some of the story but she wasn't giving all. But discernment is a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I began to put two and two together once I began to see how slick and how cold my brother was in the game of manipulation. You know what I mean? So another time that my brother got me that some of y'all know about, the little white bitch that I was telling you about on Instagram, that's Instagram famous now, was a bitch one night, because me and Nice, that's how we used to do it. We used to be in Baton Rouge, and we'd be in Baton Rouge for the daytime, and then nighttime, sit up there, you understand me, just drive to New Orleans, man, 45 minutes away, from, New Orleans. So, you know what I mean? We'd go from Baton Rouge to New Orleans, Baton Rouge. So, plus, Baton Rouge was a great campaign spot, and still is. You know what I mean? So we'd be out in Baton Rouge, and we end up falling in some of them clubs. And anybody know the 07 days, Lil Boosie was hot. You know what I mean? They loved the Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie was a god, you know what I mean, in Baton Rouge. Him and Webby at the time. You know what I mean? Them niggas was hot. And this is before Pimp C had died. I believe so. So, we go into this one little club, and at the time, the biggest dude in Baton Rouge, he don't mind if I tell it. I'm only saying names that would probably want to be mentioned. But Carlos was like the biggest dude in Baton Rouge. If you've ever campaigned or did your thing in Baton Rouge, you pretty much knew Carlos, because Carlos stayed deep. He would be the deepest in Baton Rouge. But one thing I couldn't understand, even for a nigga who had less than 6 months in the game, I never understood how Carlos can have, sometimes 11 bitches, 13 bitches, and these bitches was pretty as hell. And this nigga would have these bitches out here selling pussy, but he would have them on the track selling motherfucking fake jewelry as well. He would have bitches out on the track selling fake jewelry as well. So these bitches is selling pussy and fake jewelry. So me and Nice would just be dying laughing like, man, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? So we would be at the mall and trying to go because, I had seen this one pretty little bitch, the bitch now that she full grown now. And she ain't really nothing to me now, even though everybody drooling over her. But because I remember when she was just a little mutt, a little pup, it's nothing to me. But, when she sat up there, you know what I mean, and came out the little gas station, she had a little figure. She had the little eyes. She had the little blue eyes. She had blonde hair. Everybody knew seeing like the snow. So we sat up there, went to this one club. I ended up seeing the bitch again. And I seen her with her wifeys. Come to find out that bitch that I was liking on was fucking with the nigga Carlos. You know what I mean? So, we up in that motherfucker, and I see the bitch, you know what I mean? And I'm at her, you know what I mean? But not only am I at her, I'm at her wifey's as well. Cause the priceless bitch, she didn't blew up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go back a little bit and I'm gonna tell you even that, a little more about that. With me and Nice, man, I could just go all day. But I'm at the bitch, Nice at the bitch at that time. I remember what Nice had on. See, in 07, crown holder was big. Some of y'all don't even know what crown holder is. But Nice had on a crown holder outfit, you know what I mean, with the nice little cross and some big rings and everything like that, you know what I mean? And bro sat up there, you know what I mean? And hold on, let me do this for bro. There we go. But you know what I mean? Nice had on a little crown holder outfit, and that crown holder outfit was cold. So them little bitches was all on, you know what I mean, Nice, man, because Nice was, you know what I mean, and plus when Nice get his haircut, he had a cool little, length of hair, man. He had the little waves going and shit, and he had the little deep-ass New Orleans accent. So he had the little bitches, you know what I mean, and he getting action too. So I ended up exchanging numbers with the bitch. She said, you gotta hurry up and move quick. You know what I mean? Because this is exactly what the bitch said. She said, my pimp is here. And even as green as I was, I knew she was green just by that. My pimp is here. You know, who talk like that? So when the bitch sat up there and she said, you know what I mean, that was her pimp, you know, instantly I knew that this bitch was green as a motherfucking pool table. So we ended up exchanging information, but not only that, I ended up getting the information of the chocolate bitch. And I ended up having a crystal bitch later on. Altogether, I done had like a good 5 bitches that come from Carlos. Yeah, he knows Sinful real good. All you gotta do is just say Sinful to P name. He know what it is. But we sit up there and chopped it up, blessing sin and family. Good looking D. He coming in with the 5. Good looking, you know. I don't know what he talking about, but teach his own. But you know, a lot of y'all be on some like Snapple, crack, Bapple, Frosting Flakes, no mistakes, but I'm great. Always state to state. You know what it is. I'm really pimping. And y'all put that type of shit in the comments section. I don't even know what the fuck you saying or doing. I know you be trying to sound live, but you know, it be coming off kind of corny. So, you know, just let the pimps, you know, be the pimps, man. You know what I mean? And every now and then, you know, it might rub off on you and you might say something cool. But appreciate the Mr. 6 coming in here with the 5, bro. Good looking. So, you know, we sitting over there, you know what I mean, chopping it up. I'm chopping it up with the little bitch, you know what I mean? And the bitch said that she was coming over. And she ended up, you know what I mean, bringing her friends. All right? And her friends was fine as hell. She come through with the snow. I forgot the race of her. Now, I don't want to make something up. If I probably think about it long enough, I could guess she kind of like it was a little islander. But, you know what I mean? She brought some snow. And the little islander was kind of like a Samoan, you know. She might have been Samoan, but you know, everybody know Samoans is like big, you know, naturally they thick, you know what I mean, big bone, all of that. She was real pretty in the face. So me and Nice, the room we had, you know what I mean, was like, okay, I'm in the bedroom, and then Nice over there, he got the couch in the living room. Plus, Nice wanted to be in there anyway because he was in playing video games. So while the bitches would be out, Nice would just sometimes like, man, I'm about to save my money. I ain't going out. I'm about to just start playing video games. He would get in that type of mindset. And so he'd be in the living room, and plus the couch would turn into a bed and all that shit. Had a good kitchen and all that shit. So the bitch come through with her friends, and Nice in there with the friends. Look how my brother do me. Nice in there with her friends. I'm in there, you know what I mean, with the little bitch that's, you know, Instagram popular now. She's a stripper. But I'm sitting down there, you know, getting at the broad. She trying to tell me how good she sucked dick. And she trying to tell me that she sucked dick better than all her wifeys and all of that type of shit. You know, trying to sit up there and find some weakness on this pimping. But I'm not feeling that, especially how many niggas know, even if you was a chipper in your young days, hey man, when you holus and dolus, bitch, pussy is the last thing on my mind. Bitch, put that shit away, put the pink stuff away, bitch, and pull out them green things, bitch. Where's the money? You know what I mean? I'm trying to have it. You know, right now I ain't got no money coming in. You know, what's happening? So, you know, we chopping it up, and I'm telling her like, yeah, that's cool, that's fine, baby, and it's good that you know how to suck dick better than all your wifeys, because I'm going to put it to use. You know what I mean? I'm going to sit up there, man, and see what it do on that Chef Highway. I'm going to see what it do on that bourbon. I'm going to see what it do. So she just smiling from ear to ear, and she digging me, you know what I mean? She's sitting over there feeling me, you know what I mean? And next thing I know, I hear my brother, I hear Nice, with that New Orleans accent, that motherfucker sit up there all on a bitch. And I heard something loud hit the ground. All out on a bitch. And so I opened the door because you know the door split, you know, hotel room. So I stood up there and I opened up the door, and Nice and sat up there and threw down because I remember, you know, he was telling me, he's like, man, I'm about to save up my money to 100,000. So bro threw like 32 racks on that floor. You know what I mean? Check my stories, all my shit line up. I'm about to tell you, what do you mean if she's still popping? What? You don't knock it off? I'm popping. What the fuck? And I was 23 then, and I'm 34. But yeah, that didn't make no sense, baby. You know what I mean? Think you must be a square. But you know, he sat up there, man, and threw the money down. And when he sat up there and threw the motherfucking money down, do you know what I mean? We sitting over there looking, cause I'm in my mind like, why bro do that? You know? Why bro, why did bro do that? You know what I mean? Why did bro sit up there and throw that money on the ground, man? You know, and of course without him saying it, I was like, oh, bro trying to impress these bitches. But from a street standpoint, because that's one thing about me, we got this thing called quick study. And I pick up fast, especially street shit. So, in my mind, I didn't think that was a smart move because even though you call yourself trying to impress these bitches, you just met these bitches. You ain't known these bitches for 24 hours. Bitch could be with a gangbanger or some nigga that's a known robber. You know what I mean? And we got these bitches in the place that we've got our heads resting at. So why would you throw money on the floor to bitches that you've been around less than 24 hours to impress them? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, man, you putting our lives in danger, man. Because that money that's on the floor, even though you know you can get it back just like that, that ain't how a square bitch or a bitch that's fucking with a gangbanger, you know what I mean, as they say in New Orleans, a head buster, that ain't how they think. So I'm like, man, why you do that? But then I was like, bro, trying to sit up there and knock these bitches with my green ass. So he ended up exchanging information with them bitches and shit. But when I opened the door, not only did I see that the money was on the floor, you got to remember the bitch that's Instagram famous now, she seen the shit on the floor as well. So, you know, she young. So basically, you understand me? Matter of fact, she was young at that time. That bitch was in the game at that particular time less than a year. You know what I mean? So when she seen the money on the floor, and even older bitches, they like that type of shit. They old and silly ass. So when she seen the shit, she was mesmerized. Because Nice got the jewelry, threw the money on there, and I'm suited and booted, waved up, you know what I mean? But Nice, he crown holder, he started getting suited and booted later on. I the one that influenced me, I ended up influencing him. But bro sat up there, you know what I mean, and did what he did. He exchanged information with them bitches. So the bitches ended up leaving. But I had already told her, you know, drop them off and come back, you know, to me. You know what I mean? Come back to me because you getting sent tonight. So this is the move that Nice pulled on me. Some of y'all already know. But Nice was like, hey, P, you know what I'm saying? I'm already knowing that you're trying to get your money, baby. I already know that you're trying to sit up there and get your money out the bitch and shit like that. This time I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna sit up there and I'm gonna give it to you. I was like, what's happening? He's like, what you want to do is you gonna have, you understand me, the little bitch sit up there and go outside, you understand me, with my bitch, and my bitch gonna sit up there and teach her, you know what I mean, how to hoop. You know what I mean? Notice I said how to hoop. So, by me being Jolly Green Giant, I allowed Nice to deceive me into thinking that he about to, my brother about to sit up there and have his bitch teach my bitch, right? So this show you how nice did me. And this is the reason why Sin ended up being such a monster and knocking all of his partners and didn't care if you was my partner or not, nigga. Your mama get knocked, grandmama, first lady of the church. You know what I mean? Everybody get knocked. In the beginning, of course, I ain't like that now, but in the beginning, everybody getting dirty Mac and bitches is getting verbally attacked, you know what I mean, at this particular time, right? So, okay, my Jolly Green giant ass send the bitch out with nice bitch. This how bro do it. Now, he know that he done set up there and manipulated his bitch. He done basically instructed his bitch to manipulate my bitch so he could sit up there and knock me one. And I'm sitting over there, you understand me, playing, you know what I mean, I forgot what little music that was at the time, but I'm feeling good, man. I just knocked me some snow. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, see how the game is, man. Prices are set up there and blew up. You know what I mean? But the game sit up there and came through. All the nigga got to do is stand tall. So, I'm feeling my pimping. And, you know, we was texting. You know, I'm texting with the bitch. I'm calling. She calling. You know what I mean? You know, what's going on out there? Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, you know, it's early, man. You know what I mean? Stay encouraged. You know, what's to come is better than what's been. You already know that. You just stepped there. And then look at the way you look tonight. You know what I mean? Is any man with a brain ain't gonna tell you no. Any man with eyes ain't gonna sit up there and tell you no. Plus you got on that no motherfucker, no nigga can tell me no dress. You know what I mean? So since you got on your no nigga can tell me no dress, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna tell you no, man. Quit playing, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, you just got out there. Don't even be discouraged, man. You know what I mean? There's so many bitches that, you know, first inning, they didn't hit a home run. Third inning, they didn't hit a home run. But you got to just stay down. You know what I mean? You definitely going to get it, man. You know what I mean? You know, plus you just looking too good tonight, you know? You look like everything. And that's exactly why a trick got to give you everything. So I'm sitting over there, nice. He see me. He see me smiling and a motherfucker, you understand me, happy. I'm shooting this shit, right? And he like, yes, indeed, pimp. Yes, indeed. He see me, right? And everything going cool. We texting. We calling each other. You know what I mean? I'm about to check it top of the morning. You know what I mean? And, all of a sudden, you know, it's been about a good 2 hours. Let's see. Because she done caught something. My bitch done caught something about it. Spanish. She, you know what I mean? My bitch done caught something about it now. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know? Yeah, man. You know what I mean? What that boy say? Yeah, man. What'd he say? Hurricane Chris. Yeah, every time I lose one, I bounce back with 2. You know what I mean? She ain't pick up the phone. Oh shit. She busy. She on a date. She about mine. You know what I mean? I just like a bitch that's about mine. You dig? You know what I mean? I just like a bitch, man. A hoe's place is in a trick's face, man. The bitch couldn't be on the phone with the pimpin', man. You know what I mean? Because she's in a hoe's place, man. You dig? Yeah, man. It's been 90 minutes then passed, man. An hour and a half that went by, you know. This date shouldn't have took this long, so. Let me call her again. Man, this bitch, hey man, shit, man. This bitch getting so many motherfucking days, she can't even answer the phone for a pimp, man. You know what I mean? Bitch can't even answer the phone for a pimp, man. You know what I mean? Because she checking it like the house was on fire. You dig? Yeah, man, she getting my desire around this motherfucker, man. Pretty soon, man, they about to rename Bourbon Street. You know what I mean? The name is Sinful to P Street, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, because it's really bad around this motherfucker. You dig? You know? Another hour didn't pass. time to text this bitch. You know what I mean? Damn, man. You know, she couldn't be locked up, because if she was locked up, the phone would have went to voicemail. You know, would have went to voicemail. So I know the bitch ain't locked up. You know what? Maybe the bitch trying to sit up there and steal something. She fucking with the man, my slow ass. She fucking with this bitch, and sometime it take, cause you know, nice bitch was with that trick for a little bit. She was with him for 3 hours and came back with rack. Oh man, I'm about to be racked up. Yeah. See, I'm about to be racked up. Matter of fact, I need to come up with a new song. That sounds like, see, I'm about to be racked up. I like that. Yeah, I like that. She still ain't hit me, man. I texted that bitch, man, about an hour ago, man. You know, bitch, what's happening? I can't call and text you. You know what I mean? I am set for the P. I can't be texting and calling you, bitch. So I'm laying in the bed acting like everything cool. But all of a sudden I hear a nice phone ring. And I hear that voice in the back. And you know, that nigga said, okay, so you was able to do that. My bitch. Yeah. All right. Well, sit up there and take care of my work, cool? Sit up there and take care of my work, cool? You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and handle my business, but I'm proud of you, bitch. All right, bitch. Don't get too glad, bitch. Get your ass off the phone. Bye. AP, what's up? What's happening? What's going on? Hey, man, you know how this shit go, my nigga. You already know how this shit go, my nigga. You understand me? Like, you know, 1 minute, you know what I mean, the bitch could be with you. And 1 minute, you understand me, she do some old duck ass shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I'm saying? The priceless bitch, she sat up there and she told me that, you know, the bitch that you know, that she was supposed to teach, you know, the bitch is saying that she don't wanna fuck with you, you know, you just got in the game, and you know that, you know, you really you don't know yet. And so she said, why would she pay, you know, somebody that, you know, just got in the game like her? She wanna be with a nigga that's knowledgeable and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So you know, hey baby, you know what I mean? Now, can you take this? I said, nigga, take what? Nigga, this ain't no motherfucking serving, nigga. Bitch ain't give me no money. So since the bitch didn't give me no money, technically, nigga, you ain't knock me for damn bitch. Cause the bitch didn't give me no money. You know what I mean? He like, my nigga, yeah, you gonna be a cool nigga. You know what I mean? You gonna be a cool nigga. Yeah. Said you gonna be a cool nigga there. Yeah. Hey, man. You understand me? That is the true test, you understand me, of this pimping, man. Hey, see, because just to give y'all a little history, people that know the game like that, everybody know that at one time, before it was nice and sinful, everybody knew it was nice and chill. All right? Not gonna speak too much on chill, but nice and chill used to be like this. All right? And chill was an inspiration to nice getting in the game, along with another OG, you know what I mean, named Dazzle. Dazzle was an inspiration to nice getting in the game and chill. So, you know, nice and chill was so cool, but what happened was, what changed them from being like this is that chill, you know, because he was an inspiration, nice coming in the game, he looking at himself like here and looking at nice like here. So, you know, one day, you know, because Chill baby mama was checking it like a motherfucker, you know, and I think this is when Chill had the Rolls. Yeah, he had a Rolls Royce at the time, I believe. And You know, Chill ended up, hold on. There we go. Hold on, I gotta make sure the statement's showing. But you know what I mean? Chill baby mama was checking it like a motherfucker. So one day, Chill encouraged Nice to sit up there and sweat the bitch. And Nice was like, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? Nigga, we brothers. Nigga, we pimps. Nigga, Chill was like, we pimps, nigga. Sweat the bitch. Sweat the bitch. You know what I mean? Nigga, sweat the bitch. Get down on the bitch, nigga. Nice was like, no, I don't want to do that. So Chill didn't like that in Nice. So what Chill did was Chill ended up getting Nice for his baby mama. Okay? Niecy ended up choosing up on Chill. And it cut Nice. But that's what the game will do. You know what I mean? It sanctify you, it purify you. Not in spirituality, but in carnality. Because every diamond got to be cut. Every nigga that's calling himself a pimp got to be pruned for the game. And if you can't take the woman, you understand me, that you love or got love for, choosing up with another man, giving money to another man, then it's the wrong lifestyle for you. Because that same bitch that you laughing with and smiling with and having good times with, that said that she'll never leave and she'll never choose another, it'd be the same bitch to do something with your enemy. It'd be the same bitch to choose up with your brother. No disrespect to Power. Power is cold, man. It's cold. But if I was to be able to sit down with the makers of Power or just anybody, I promise you, I could give you something way more entertaining, way more crafty, way more deceitful, way more, you understand me, backbiting and betrayal with this pimping and horn. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. But Chill ended up knocking Nice for his baby mama. You know what I mean? And she ended up choosing up, you know what I mean, with Chill. And I can't even lie to you. She was paying the shit out of Chill. And one of the coldest feelings in the world is to have a bitch that you love, especially your baby mama, and she sit up there and she give money to another man. See, all that sucking and fucking, pimps don't even feel that shit. Bitch sitting over there, if she decided to suck and fuck on something, that's how I knew this one nigga wasn't a pimping, because he let this good ass bitch go that he had from the ground up. He let her go because she fucked on the weed man. This nigga over 400 pounds, and this bitch decided to dip out and fuck on the weed man. Nigga, if you 400 pounds, where you think she gonna get some good dick from? She can't get it from the trick. But he let that bitch go because she fucked on the weed man and all that old goofy shit. This one little nigga. Talk about that situation later. But we don't cry a river. We ain't Justin Timberlake P just because this bitch decided to sit up there and suck and fuck or have funification, fornication, you understand me, with another man. If you want to sit up there and hurt a pimp's heart, bitch, you sit up there and give loyalty and currency to a nigga that he having a discrepancy with, or a nigga that is his next door neighbor. That's when you might see a Carl Thomas, the P emotional ass nigga. Because I've seen so many niggas claim PIMP, but when that bitch gave the currency to a real PIMP, them so-called PIMPs, they was GDs, they was BDs, they was CRIPs. You understand me? They was Blackstones. They was BPSN. That's what they was. They was everything but PIMP. Them niggas was Paru. No, Paru. That's what they was. They was everything but this pimping. You want to find out if a nigga really this pimping? Get him for his baby mama. Get him for the bitch that he married to behind closed doors. and see how that nigga act. You will see one of them niggas sit up there, you understand me, go from the most pimpish nigga, and now the nigga out here, you understand me, he on Tookie. He getting his Craig Munson on. He getting his Jeff Fort on. He getting his David Barksdale on. He getting his Larry Hoover on. He on some gangster shit. The nigga getting his preacher on. He done turned into preacher. You know what I mean? That's what he done turned into. You get these niggas for their baby mama. You get them for that so-called bottom bitch. The nigga that he tasting the pussy of. You know what I mean? The nigga that, you understand me, he tasting the ass of. You know what I mean? He putting the tongue all in the crevices of the bitch asshole. He got his tongue so deep into the bitch ass, he can tell you what she done ate. You understand me? For the last 3 years. That bitch. Yeah, that bitch. And you will see if he the pimpin' or not. Because it's easy to talk shit when you're driving good. It's easy to talk shit when you got you a few hundreds of thousands or a meal or more. It's easy to talk shit when you're deep. But man, when them niggas get knocked for they baby mama, when they get knocked for they bottom bitch, or when they get knocked for their wife, we about to see who really about that life. And when you knock a nigga for the bottom bitch, when you knock a nigga for the baby mama, when you knock a nigga for the wife, you're going to see that most of these niggas is not about that life. They not about that life. You know what I mean? So, Nice was able to take it. But I will say that did something to Nice because he thought that him and Chill was like this. That really hurt him. And the reason why I knew that hurt Nice is because we had private conversations in private. And I knew how that hurt my brother. You know what I mean? Because in Nice little world, he did things differently. Me, I would always tell a bitch from the beginning until now, if you leave me, don't you ever leave this game for a boyfriend. If you ever leave this game, don't you ever leave this lifestyle for a girlfriend. Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever think that you can leave this uncommon information. Once you get this information and you in debt to the information for the rest of your life, you reap what you sow. You've helped husbands commit adultery. You help boyfriends commit fornication outside of their girlfriends. You help young men sit up there and destroy the covenant that they made with God in marriage. And for you to leave the lifestyle of pimping and hoeing and then come into the streets thinking that you about to get involved with some boyfriend and y'all about to be faithful to one another. Bitch, what's wrong with you? So if you ever leave Sinful to P, you leave Sinful to P for a pimp. If you respect the game that I gave you, leave Sinful to Pimp for a pimp. You don't leave me for no boyfriend. You don't leave me for no dyke. And when you leave me for another pimp, make sure that you choose them right. Come with a choosing fee. But before you come with the choosing fee, come with the interview fee too as well. Because interviews with real pimps, they cost. And choosing fees, you understand me, cost when you're dealing with a real pimp. Things got to be beneficial when you're talking to somebody really official in the game. Interview fees and choosing fees, baby, they costly. Because the information that he about to give you, it was very costly with him. So, now, you know me, I just go on and on. But that did something to my brother. That did something to my brother. You know what I mean? My brother was fucked up off that. My brother didn't like that. You know what I mean? And yeah, he ended up getting Niecy back. She ended up coming back, but it never was the same. Do you know what I mean? It never was the same. Nice little heart was broken, crushed. Because the nigga that he thought that was his friend was sending his baby mama, fucking on his baby mama, getting his dick sucked by his baby mama. Then he got your baby mama out here sucking and fucking. He done took your baby mama out of New Orleans and he got her all in Washington, D.C. selling pussy. And anybody that knows anything about them tricks in D.C., you know what I mean, rumor has it, you know what I mean, they coming with logs and catalogs. They coming with countries for dicks. So your baby mama really getting fucked out there. She getting fucked. She getting a fuck marathon. You know what I mean? Broke my nigga's heart. But it was good for him. And Nice, the same bitch that Nice didn't want to sweat, he ended up sweating her after Chill got him for his baby mama. So Nice ended up knocking Chill for his baby mama. All right? And now we're getting ready to get to almost the violence. Because Nice took it. But the same nigga that encouraged him to sit up there and get at his baby mama, Nice finally get at the baby mama, and now it's a problem. Now the bitch sitting over there paying Nice, and I remember like yesterday. I remember word for word. That bitch sat up there and gave Nice $1,600. Nice first trap out of Chill's baby mama was $1,600. She gave him 16s. She was coming in there. She was a cold little, you understand me, hoe. Her money was consistent. You know what I mean? 16s, 22s, 33s, 27s, 42, 17, new watch, that type of shit. You know what I mean? So now Chill has to experience the same thing that Nice experienced. And now they pulling guns. He ready to pull a gun out on Nice. All over the baby mama. You know what I'm saying? But it was Chill's fear of Goody the reason why he left that shit alone, because anybody know Goody wasn't nothing to play with. Yeah, Nice was about that business. Nice was a little nigga with the heart of a giant that'll stand up to anybody. You know what I mean? Whether he lose or not, you know what I mean? He's a man. He gonna stand. But Goody, no, Goody's a fool. Goody a fool. You know what I mean? Goody was a fool before he even got in the game. You know what I mean? So he knew not to sit up there, you understand me, and fuck over Nice, because there was consequences behind that. And the consequences are going to be very severe doing anything to Goody's brother. So he knew that. So that's the only reason, in my opinion, shit didn't really go down the way Chill wanted to go down, was really because of Goody. So, you know, but I had to show you that to show you how niggas is big pimping one day and then another day they ready to pull out guns. You know what I mean? But after that situation, how Nice did me, going back to the room incident, you know, and the bitch ended up fucking with him. After that, I got my Dirty Mac on. You know what I mean? After that, I got my Dirty Mac on. You know what I mean? And because I was getting my Dirty Mac on, you know what I mean? Now it's really time to pay the piper. Oh yeah, it's time to sit up there and pay the piper right now. Hold on, we can do that at another time. You know what I mean? Right now I'm honoring my brother. You know what I mean? But so the same way that bro got me, you know what I mean? Come on, man. You know how this shit go. And see, one thing about Nice, get them likes over 400, man. We got 494 people watching. Hit the like button. Let's get them likes over 400. We got 375 likes. Let's get over. For those of you that don't know what Dirty Mac is, let me define dirty macking to you. Dirty macking is when you can either tell the truth or a lie. But the purpose of you telling that truth or that lie on this individual is to put a blemish, diminish, and abolish anything that this individual has established with a woman. So that means that any credibility that he got, you verbally destroy it, whether indirectly or indirectly, you know what I mean, to the woman. So let's say if you got knowledge of this nigga fucking on a bitch that's not a hoe, and he fucking on her, you know what I mean, and you at the hoe, you know what I mean. I'll give you one example of dirty macking. Not that I did this tonight, this how it went down like this. It didn't go down like this, but just to give you an example. If I got a partner, and let's say the way he campaigned is to eat pussy and fuck the dog shit out of a bitch, all right? And he's doing that to squares. But anybody that's ever done the chipping game, you know what I mean? For niggas that dick game is right, for niggas that drink enough water or you work out or whatever, your stamina is right. You know what I mean? If your dick game is right, then your personality game is right, information game is right, comical game is right, and you working the information as well. No, and even when I was doing it, you know what I mean? A bitch didn't turn down every time, but I must say for the majority of the time, yeah, they did. And you know what I mean? If people would keep it real, they say the same thing. Some, they just ain't good. I know this one dude, he should really stop. You know, a lot of you niggas, like, listen, a lot of you niggas tried to play the chipping game, and due to the fact, you know what I mean, that you know, it wasn't, you wasn't coming up, you couldn't come up, right, in the bedroom. Yeah, man, that shit ain't for you. And it ain't really for any really authentic pimp, you know, to be playing that. But, you know, young pimps, you know, you're a novice, you know, and then, you know, a lot of niggas, they like to act stronger than what they really are in the beginning. You can put on an Oscar Award performance to an individual that don't really know this game. But I will say, I won't say all pimps, because a lot of times when people do things, you'll notice they always try to categorize everybody and put everybody in the same fucking category. But I will say, yes, you know, when you first get into the game, you know what I mean, a lot of young pimps do a lot of chipping. And let's say I got a partner, he fucking a bitch that's not a hoe, and he got hoes, but this square job at Best Buy, she got a big booty, big titties, and he fucking the shit out the bitch. And one of his hoes is curious about his communication with the bitch that he chipping on, but the bitch don't know that he chipping on. But if you dirty macking, you about to give confirmation to the information that's already in the location of the bitch mind. So let's say if I'm driving, you know what I mean, I'm sitting over there driving, you know what I mean, and I'm sitting up there going up and down the blade, and I see my partner's bitch, you know, and she in her feelings about something, and I'll be like, and I sit up there and I say some shit like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say too much, but it really hurts me when I see you. You know what I mean? Like every time I see you, matter of fact, hold on. You know I gotta make shit vivid. You know I gotta make shit vivid. Hold on. Hold on. She in the attitude, they just got into an argument, you know what I mean? And a nigga just driving down on the blade, you know what I mean? And you know, it really hurts me, you know what I mean, to see you like this. You know what I mean? Just on some real shit, it just hurt the pimp in me. It just hurt the game in me to see a real one doing something, being loyal to an individual that's not. Well, look, I ain't even gonna say all of that. I'll just say, man, it really hurts me as I sit up there, man, I go down on the blade to just see you like that. And at first she was walking in a fast pace, and now the bitch slowing down. You know what I mean? It really hurt me, man. You know what I mean? Like last night when I seen you, you was in and out of cars. It was like 3 or 4 cars, you know what I mean, waiting. And I'm like, damn, man, she doing all of this work for an individual that But look, I don't have to say things because you already know things. I just want you to know that I see your hurt, I see your pain, but most of all, I see the realness in you. That type of shit. You know what I mean? That type of shit. You know what I mean? And, you know, the bitch sit up there, you know, get in the car. Oh my God, you know, and I should have known because, you know, one time when I came in, you know what I mean, he just got off the phone. And I'm like, if you a pimp, if you really pimping, like, why is you on, like, getting off the phone like that? What are you hiding? He hadn't because he really not this, baby. See, the pimping is out in the front, baby. You know what I mean? Yeah, the pimping is out in front. The pimp don't hide nothing. Ain't doing no lies and don't got no girlfriends and wives and all of that type of shit, concubines and all that shit. You know what I mean? When a nigga really pimping, baby, he pimping. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When a nigga really pimping and you really hoeing, baby, it's kind of like that Maxwell shit. You know what I mean? You don't have to ever wonder. You know what I mean? You don't got to ever wonder if I'm fucking with a girlfriend or if I'm fucking on some stripper, renegade and all that type of shit, you know? And baby, I'm so motherfucking possessed by the spirit of pimping, you know what I mean? My dick can't even get hard for a bitch that don't even sit up there and go out for me, you know what I mean? I know, and that's why I've been trying to stay down and woo. How much you got on you right now? You know what I mean? Dirty Mackin. And one of the coldest, I might even do a video about Dirty Mackin, but one of the coldest things about Dirty Mackin, you know, is that you disrespected manhood. It's not manly. You know what I mean? You will notice even for you motherfuckers that be on Facebook and these little Facebook pimping hoe groups, where a lot of little niggas I know from the streets, and then some of them I help make, they wouldn't even have the vocabulary, conversation, personality without me. Truth be told. But they able to be in these little groups and try to act like they big or try to do something. You know what I mean? A lot of these niggas just got good credit. No good pimping, though. So, you know, to sum it all up, you know what I mean? In them little Facebook groups, you see niggas dirty macking all the time. Every time you'll see it, just to give you other examples of dirty macking. When a nigga go to jail. Notice that when a pimp go to jail, you will see a motherfucking legion of sucker ass, I love my mama, I hate my daddy ass niggas. You understand me? In a motherfucking line and shit. Just get all in the comment section, you know what I mean? Either on his page or the page of the bitch, you know what I mean? Or if one of his hoes or something posts in a group or something, or ex-bitch or something, all of these no character having, you know, I eat the booty too, you know what I mean? Right after you come out for Fig, no, you ain't got to take a shower, baby ass niggas. They sit up there and they tell the bitch like, yeah, he really wasn't the pimping no way. Yeah. He really wasn't the pimping no way. You know what I mean? Plus he gonna be gone for a while. You know what I mean? Yeah, he in violation. Yeah, he in violation of the game. You know what I mean? I wanted to tell you, I seen you one night on the strip. You know, man, I started to say something, but as soon as I started to say something, the game was like, you know, I ain't even get a chance to talk to you. You know what I mean? I ain't even get a motherfucking chance to talk to you. You know what I mean? Real talk. You know what I mean? I couldn't even say nothing to you because the game said it's not the right time. So, you know, now, you know that your nigga is gone and shit. What you gonna do, bitch? Dirty Mackin. So, not only did I see nice Dirty Mac, but after I seen my brother Dirty Mac, and we loved each other. We didn't, you know, we continued. But after I seen my brother do it, I seen some of the coldest Dirty Macking among the Milwaukee niggas. You know what I mean? The Milwaukee niggas, it was brother knocking brother, cousin knocking cousin, father knocking son, son knocking father. So because I came up around this bad representation and getting a wrong interpretation of what the game really is, I grew up in the game. I came out the incubator retarded. I came out of the incubator retarded. And for those of you that's dirty macking, because you've got niggas that claim to be veteran pimps, and they still dirty macking because they really don't got no game to spit out their mouth. When you on the phone or in person with a woman, The only thing and number one thing that you should be talking about is your game. Even if a man is faulty, even if a man has committed abominations, you shouldn't even mention that within the conversation. But because that's the way my brother came up, I couldn't fault him for feeling and seeing things the way that he felt and saw things, you know. And that's why when I came back to Vegas, you know, I was dirty macking Freeze. I was dirty macking anybody and everybody around me, man. Getting in their business, you know, having niggas bitches and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because I was dirty macking. But see, I started getting so cold with the dirty macking, eventually a nigga would have ended up killing me. Because I was a cold one. You know what I mean? That shit that Nice and them was doing, oh man, I surpassed them niggas just like that. You know what I mean? Because my mind was like, I was like, man, I ain't about to let no little Southern nigga sit up there, man, now do this Midwest shit. The little Southern nigga tried to pull a move on this motherfucking Midwest shit, nigga. Nigga, that go for the East, the West, the motherfucking South, nigga. Midwest, nigga, when it come to this head game, when it come to this skull game, nigga, we the coldest, nigga. How dare this nigga? He was my brother, but it was a friendly competition. I didn't like that. And that's why I ended up getting in bro business the same exact way. Because anybody know anything about Nice, Nice like to drink syrup and do lower tabs. Okay? Now I'm telling you to rise and fall. My brother had a lot of strong points. You know what I mean? Had a lot of strong points. But, you know, my brother liked to dip and dab in that syrup. My brother liked to mess with the lower tabs. Tough. And it even reminds me of the time that we was all in the barbershop and it was me and Goody and we were chopping it up and Nice was getting his hair cut. And while Nice was getting his hair cut, Nice ended up going to sleep. And the barber had to sit up there and keep him up. You know what I mean? He had to keep him up, you know, because Nice would go to sleep instantly. You know what I mean? So, you know, me and Goody would just be looking, you know, shaking our head. You know, we were like, come on, bro, you got to lay off that shit. Because bro he was feeling so miserable. Because I just got to break it down like it is, because the minister that preached at my brother's funeral, Nice, was his uncle. And I believe that when you tell the truth, you have to tell the truth in love. Okay? Because the word of God says, with love and kindness have I drawn thee. So when you are a minister, unless the Spirit of God is directing you and compelling you to come with the sword, brother, you're supposed to come in the spirit of love when you convey this game, when you convey this word. And the uncle pretty much, you know, had pretty much just threw Nice in hell, you know, and talked about a lot of bad things, but didn't mention the good things. And me, I keep a balance. I'm going to talk about the bad things because it's the truth. But I got to talk about the good things as well. I got to talk about my brother giving money to the homeless. You know what I mean? I got to talk about my brother sitting over there, you understand me, feeding his niggas and putting money in niggas' pockets when they was fresh out of jail. I know about this type of shit. You know what I mean? I know about that. He was a blessing to many. So, you know, could that be mentioned? When you tell something, tell it in totality. Don't just speak on the negativity. You know what I mean? So my brother liked to do that. And it also reminded me of another time when we was riding back and we was chopping it up and we having a good time in the club. And as we riding back, you know what I mean? Because bro had the, we wasn't in the truck, we was in the Jag. And he was so gone off that syrup that bro had went to sleep at the wheel. So because bro had went to sleep at the wheel, anybody know me, I ain't gonna play with my life. And plus we both ain't got no license, so it is what it is. So bro sit up there and I had to sit up there and, you know, and drive us back. Because bro started getting real heavy on the lean. You know what I mean? And to show you how I got in this business, I knew that by my brother having the weakness, I knew how to get nice, but he was just too easy. You know? I knew how to get in this business simply because my brother was off that syrup. And one day, Niecy was just blowing up the phone. Niecy, the baby mama, she was just blowing up the phone. All of the bitches, they blowing up the phone. And because he's so off that syrup, Nice didn't even want to touch the phone. He just, I said, bro, your phone, man, your phone. Bro, the bitch could be having a situation or anything, bro. Sit up there and answer the phone. Bro, this bitch could be getting raped, robbed, or any motherfucking thing, bro. Answer your goddamn phone. So I start shaking her. Come on, P, come on. So I start, come on, man, come on. So a lot of times I would have to do that. But because bro did what he did, it's time to pay the piper. So one time I didn't wake bro up. I just let him sleep. And that's when I ended up getting in his business. You know what I mean? And that's when I ended up letting them know. You know what I mean? Those that seen the video, that's a whole nother story that'll take too much time. But I just wanted to show you the reason why I did a lot of things is because seeds was planted by the behavior of my brother. You know what I mean? Nice. That's why I was so violent in the beginning. That's why, you know what I mean, that fire that I had, because there's a lot of niggas, you know, in different areas, they don't like me. And the reason why they don't like me is because, see, at first I thought it was a no contact sport, because you hear all them niggas, you know, pimping is a no contact and all that shit. That's a lie. Anything that got anything to do with a bitch is going to have some contact with it. Yeah, you're going to have suckers, busters, simps, you know what I mean, and male actresses and all these motherfuckers ready to kill a pimp over this bitch. So no, I don't agree with that non-contact sport shit. That's a lie. So, you know, give you an example. You know what I mean? The nigga, the reason why I respect Nice so much just as a man is because one nigga who used to be cut up, he was cut up, you know, and he called himself trying to, because him and Nice used to be cool, but when they had a little verbal fallout, the cut up nigga, he tried to take that out on Niecy. So when he see Niecy, he smacked the shit out of her. You know what I mean? He smacked the shit out of her. Wrong move. And if you want to see Nice come on Bourbon, so all you got to do is touch them bitches. And that nigga came like a bat flying out of hell. That nigga sat up there, you understand me, and had that nigga had a motherfucking shotgun. He had he always used to have that other little gun that he'd have in the trunk. But he came down there, you know what I mean, tripping. You know what I mean? And let's just say dude wasn't on that no more. And even when the P's in Milwaukee, the Milwaukee-ism know what I'm talking about, because it was some Milwaukee-ism right in front of Sneaky Peak. And niggas from that time, remember, I wish BP was up in here, because I know he know about it. But the Milwaukee-ism was in front of Sneaky Peak, and they sitting over there congregating, communicating, you know, like pimps do, fellowshipping, top of the morning. And Nice sat up there and come, he say, Peas, man, I love y'all, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It ain't, you know, it is what it is, man, you know, but I'm gonna need y'all to lead this. You know what I mean? Because he knew that Chill, I mean, I said Chill. I don't even want to say this other individual's name. But the other individual who was kind of buffed up, he was in there, but he was in the bathroom, I guess, at the time. And they was like, come on, P, don't get on that. Don't get on that. He's like, man, ain't nothing y'all can tell me. I'm about to shoot this motherfucker up. I'm about to shoot around here. And he came through that motherfucker tripping. Shoot. You know what I mean? Nice was with the function. You know what I mean? They ended up going somewhere else, and Nice didn't do it there. But yeah, that's what happened. He ended up following them, and he sat up there and shot there. But the nigga knew Nice wasn't playing. Another favorite story of mine is this one little bitch. This bitch was so fine. Nice had this bitch. He took her out the strip club. You know what I mean? And that was one of the reasons why I was doing a lot of things I was doing, because not only was I a very sexual person, and you got to remember, I just came from R&B singing and shit. I'm used to fucking, but I'm seeing, Nice do his thing. And I remember the night. I remember in Baton Rouge, Nice sitting over there talking with this bitch, them laughing and joking, and you know what I mean? And we split up. And let me tell you, young niggas, something. When your pimp partner got action at a bitch, that's why it's good to campaign together or alone, whether you gonna travel in a car or you gonna be in a limo, but it's good to have your own shit, because you might end up getting action at a bitch and you're gonna have to meet your P partner later. So for a nigga that's carless, that's riding with a pimp, you know what I mean? You just respect the game. If your nigga got action at a bitch, you catch your nigga later and let that nigga sit up there and go off with this bitch so he can sit up there, you understand me, and be a blessing to this game and this bitch that's about to become a hoe. That's how that shit go. But you niggas be wanting to tag along and, P, I just ride in the back. Or P, I just ride in the... No, nigga, we don't do that. Pimping got action at a bitch, getting ready to get transaction at a bitch, unless he say it's all right or invite you to come along, don't be a tag along with the pimping. Let the pimping work. And before I even got in the game, I just had that spirit about me. You know what I mean? When me and my niggas was going out to go fuck on some bitches, anything. And, you know what I mean? If I meet a bitch, and let's say me and the nigga, we had a room, and let's say we only had one key or something. And I was like, man, slide me the key, or vice versa. You know what I mean? I'm about to take care of business. See you later, nigga. About to get in this. You niggas today so different. But, he ended up taking the bitch out the club and he fucked her that same night. You know what I mean? Less than a week, that bitch came out the strip club and she was on bourbon getting his money. So fast forward, like a good 2 months later, this same bitch, she was so fine. Nice told me, because we used to talk like that. Me, Freeze, and Nice, different P's, I ain't gonna call their name. We talk like that. Not only do we talk about, checking currency out the pussy and all that type of shit, you know what I mean, and getting into some evangelism with this ism and shit like that, but nigga, we be talking about pussy. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, I know you had a good time in that, nigga. Nigga, I know when you knocked it, nigga, and I was like, damn, man, I should have been at the bitch first, man. God damn. You know what I mean? I didn't know you was gonna sit up there and do that. I was like, man, I know you getting your money, and I know that you having a good time in the pussy on that, nigga. So, fast forward like 2 months later, me and Nice on the phone with the broad, because she had a little attitude. She was fine as hell, but she had a little attitude. You know what I mean? And Nice, basically, that's another test that Nice used to do. Let me tell you about the Nice test. And he did it with this bitch too. And then he had tried to do it on niggas. And that's why he loved me so much, because it didn't work. But this is the Nice test. And I didn't like it when it came to niggas, man. I just didn't treat men like that. But that's the way my brother got down. Nice would pull up to a gas station. And what Nice would do is he's going to sit up there and say, And I've seen it work with niggas. I ain't gonna call no names, but I've seen it work with niggas. Nice pull up to, and that's why I was in the mind frame of for so long of, you know, every P is a manipulator and everybody trying to send everything. And I got that from that era. So Nice to pull up to a gas station. And I remember when we was in the truck one time, and you know what I mean, we was full of niggas. I ain't gonna say the niggas' names because they do the music. But we roll up and I say, hey, go in there, my nigga, you know what I mean, and give me a Red Bull, give me a pack of Marble Lights, you know what I mean? Yeah, give me the little Marble Lights and give me the Red Bull and give me a little orange juice too, and you could get whatever you want with that. And these niggas would just walk up in the store like a bitch, and niggas would sit up there like, cause to me that's what you do with a bitch. You know when a bitch got, you know how the little thick fine bitches back in the day used to wear apple bottoms, and they have on the little coat, the little jacket that come to the booty part so the ass can hang out. And that's what you do. You send the bitch up in the store and shit so her little ass can switch. Kind of remind you of that bitch with the big ass, with the nice little ass up in 50 Cent's Wankster video when she just walking and the ass doing like this and shit. Yeah, that's what you do with a bitch, man. You know what I mean? Because there's other niggas at the gas station inside their car, man. You know what I mean? So to put the spirit of jealousy in the air, you know what I mean? You let the bitch go walk to the gas station so all of the dogs can have spit hanging all out their mouth and shit like that while you sit in the car and you know what I mean? And while the bitch sit up there and pump the gas. You know what I mean? So, but that was a bitch move. That's what bitches do. So when I'm seeing niggas do it, and my God, one time we up in the niggas know that 50 Cent, you know what I mean, video when that bitch, I think she got them G-Unit pants, and when the bitch walking inside the store, her booty just, you know what I mean, that type of shit, right? So the bitch, she sat up there and go in, of course she do what she's supposed to do. The nigga, they do what they supposed to do. But the nigga, my brother, tried that shit with me. And bro sat up there was like, yeah, Pete, go get me a Red Bull and whoop, and you could, you know, get whatever you want. I said, nigga, do I look like the bitch? You better get your tired motherfucking ass up inside the gas station. Nigga tried to give me some motherfucking instructions, nigga, and send a pimp. Nigga couldn't do nothing but laugh. He was like, yes indeed, boy. You got too much of this game in you, boy. You gonna be a cold piece. I was like, nigga, you can't send me, nigga. You know what I mean? I'm sending, nigga. You ain't sending me. So, you know, that's, you know what I mean? Nice would do that with niggas. He would do that with bitches, and niggas would fall for it, and I would just die laughing every time. But I had to tell you that. But fast forward, the little stripper bar that he had knocked, I can't even remember her name. You know what I mean? She probably ain't shit now. But, you know what I mean? She had a little attitude, and they get into an argument over the phone. And Nice was like, bitch, who the fuck you talking to? Bitch, I'll kill your motherfucking ass, bitch. Don't sit up there, you understand me, and play with me, ho. Don't sit up there, you understand me, and play with me, bitch. I'll knock you the fuck out, bitch. Don't sit up there, you understand me, and play with me, bitch. I don't give a fuck who you around. So, the bitch sit up there, you understand me, and she still saying bitch this and bitch that, and she cussing that Nice. He like, all right, bitch, you must be around somebody. You must think that because you're around police or something that I ain't gonna knock you the fuck out. So Nice sit up there and said he kept his word. He kept his word. That nigga sat up there, you understand me, and came down there. You understand me? And the bitch was with some old big ass nigga. I lied to you not. She was some old big ass nigga that looked like he worked for Suge Knight. He looking like he motherfucking Mob Paru back in the Death Row days and shit. He looking like one of them motherfuckers. And the bitch thinks she protected because she with him. Man, please. That Nice sit up there and got out the motherfucking ride. Bam, bam, boom, bing, 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 bing. Bitch, you think I won't sit up there and hit your motherfucking ass because this nigga right here, bitch, I don't give a fuck about this nigga being here, ho. You know what I mean? And my God, I was sitting up there, dang, because my nigga just didn't give a damn, man. You understand me? The nigga, as big as he was, he just looked. He like, man, you know, I ain't about to get in that, man. That's between y'all. You know what I mean? Sit up there, bing, 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 bing. You know what I mean? I know that bitch was just like the Wood movie. I looked up and I saw the heavens. Yeah, the bitch looked up and seen the heavens, man. That nigga, man, Nice did not care about none of that shit. Police, none of that shit. You know what I mean? So I always admired. I thought that was crazy. Yeah, it was unwise. Yeah, it was stupid. But yes, you know what I mean? Nice. He's gonna do that. If Nice tell you that he gonna pull up and shoot you or beat your ass in front of the police, he mean exactly what, you know what I mean, he mean. And honestly, that's why it's so sad that my brother's gone, because he could have been used for so many things. For somebody to have that type of boldness, an individual like that could definitely be used for a great movement, for an empowerment for our people, because that's the type of individual that we need. Individuals that's not afraid of the police. Individuals that's not afraid of the law. And even though, you know what I mean, he was crazy, he had a lot of outlandish, rambunctious ways about himself. Joseph, thank you for the 5, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. But even though he had a lot of, and matter of fact, thank you to everybody who's donated and appreciated this game, man. I thank you, man. Whether it was $1, $2, $20, whatever, bro. I appreciate all of that. Thank you. Good looking. As soon as Joseph coming in with the 15, man. Thank you, Joseph Ellis, man. Good looking, bro. Appreciate the 15. But you know, we need those type of individuals who are fearless. You know what I mean? Just like I know y'all done seen it, the video going viral right now. I forgot bro name, but he was like, what do you mean what your people going through? Not just, you know what I mean, my people, your people too. You know what I mean? Like what type of you know what I mean, fight you talking about? Nigga, we got to fight. You already know what I'm talking about, nigga. You believe in motherfucking Google, don't you? Okay, nigga, Google that shit. You know what I mean? And the nigga getting quiet. He's like, nigga, we still gotta fight, nigga, to this day. To this day. To this day. Hey, that is, whether you like him or not, that's what I'm talking about. That soldier shit. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me see. Deontay Wilder, okay. You know what I mean? That's what we need. Deontay Wilder. We need them type of individuals. To this day. To this day. To this day. I was like, damn. All you got to do, bro, get on IG, put his name in, and as soon as you put that in, bro, you're going to see the shit. That shit is everywhere. That's viral. You know what I mean? Oh, Uncle Tom ass nigga going to sit up there and say, your people. No, they just my people, it's our people. We're fighting for 400 years. To this day. I was like, oh my God. So, just keeping it all the way. Hold on. Matter of fact, yeah, I'll let bro slide. He put the link in. Hold on. Let me let this reset. Oh, turf already moved. I told you, baby, my security. But y'all all you gotta do is put the name in and you will see it. But you already know my security, man, here, man, is like death row security in the 90s, nigga. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna talk too much, but some of them stories that they be telling about stealing shit from death row and stealing masters and shit, you might have stole something, but I don't believe it went down like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I be meaning. Like, my mods in here, man, they like motherfucking death row security in the 90s, nigga. You might just get a statement in, but it's not going to last too long. They going to get you. It's snipers on the roof. You know what I mean? They train like the Nation of Islam. You know what I mean? See, Japan like that. He like that. I'll do it one more time. But nigga was like, and our people still have to fight. You know what I mean? And we still fight. To this day. To this day. To this day. And nigga was like, and I know he was holding the mic like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just being 100, man. You know what I mean? The nigga, we need those type of individuals, man. The Nice was one of them individuals, man, that we needed, man. You know what I mean? And it's sad, you know what I mean? I don't just think about my brother every November 27th or every November 30th, brother. I think about my brother damn near every day. You know what I mean? Because I know he's still supposed to be here, especially now. And what fucks me up the most is that Nice and Freeze, they never got an opportunity to physically be around each other. But they spoke to one another and they was cool. And, you know, Nice he was digging on Freeze. He was fucking with Freeze from the beginning, man, because Freeze music. You know what I mean? He had ended up messing with somebody else because they wasn't pimping, you know what I mean? But due to the fact that Freeze was pimping, Freeze couldn't move, you know, and just jump and just be in the studio. He ain't had that desire. You know, you're a young zealous pimp, man. You don't want to do nothing else but pimp. You know what I mean? Joe Blow thing. Oh my God. Niggas are still giving $49.99 to this day. Oh my God. I might have to do that. Bitch be like, we still charging, y'all still charging choosing fees? Yeah, bitch, we still charging choosing fees, bitch. We've been charging choosing fees, bitch, from Genesis to Revelation, so before 400 years even started. To this day. To this day. To this day. And the bitch be like, you know what I mean? So, you know, hey, dude was scared as hell. You know what I mean? And I want to tell you this. You know what I mean? When that nigga Nice would get mad, when that nigga would get upset, that nigga voice was bigger than him. You know what I mean? Just one of them voices, if you listen to over the phone, man, you would think that, you know what I mean, that bro over here 7 feet tall. You would think Nice 7 feet tall. You would think that he's just a big ass nigga the way he talk and the way his voice sound. You know what I mean? And bro sitting over here like 5'9", 5'10", you know? But appreciate that, bro. Good looking, Joe Blow. Good looking, bro. But nigga, just keeping that thing all the way motherfucking 100. We had a lot of great times. But of course, with Nice, you know, knocking broads and doing his thing, and because, you know, back in them times, man, bitches used to really be scared to come to the track. They used to really be. I knew of him, but I didn't know him. To answer your question, Fred, you know what I mean? I didn't know him, you know what I mean? But I knew of him. But, you know, just keeping that thing 100, Renegades used to be scared of Nice, man. Because, you know, he locked up right now. Nice used to sometimes come to the Blade with his nigga Shaq, and we called the nigga Shaq because Shaq he 6'6" and 350, solid. And him and Nice, man, would just terrorize Renegades, man. Terrorize them. That's why a lot of them bitches had to become boyfriend and girlfriend, you know what I mean, pretty much with the police officers. Because they were scared of Nice. And just to let you guys in, because he be telling half truths, but you know, since I'm honoring my brother, I gotta let the truth be known. That nigga ain't gonna say his name, you know what I mean, because his music ain't gonna go nowhere. His music ain't gonna go nowhere. I'm at a point now I can sit up there and scratch my eyebrow, and that'd be bigger than any album this nigga bring out. But that nigga that y'all like so much on the one song, I'm known to make a faggot mad. I'm known to make that nigga. You know exactly the song I'm talking about. Bitch, you a fag. Put that on my dad. That motherfucker right there, I'm known to make a faggot mad. You know what I mean? That nigga was scared as a motherfucker of Nice. The only reason why he sit up there and talk the way that he talk right now is because Nice is gone. When Nice was living, that nigga was a qualified bitch. Okay? That nigga knew how to stay in pocket. All right? His little friend had a little hard, but I just got to be real with you. A lot of the Memphis crew had to stay together because the New Orleans crew, New Orleans niggas stayed robbing their ass. It was only a few Memphis niggas that had heart, you know what I mean, that was about their business. If you fuck with them, you might catch a bullet behind it. You know what I mean? Because a nigga really about that life. But all of these niggas talking about they known for making a faggot mad. No, nigga, you're known for getting your ass beat by a fag. Truth be told. You know what I mean? And just to give a little information, I told you with Nice, I'm going to be all day. But, nigga, just to share some little light on that situation, because he out there lying, talking about, oh yeah, he went hard on that verse. He went hard on that verse. I just wish he would go hard on these niggas that used to bully him. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Yeah, he went hard on that verse. You know what I mean? Hard. Verse was hard. You know? But he's a true rapper indeed. Because, nigga, you ain't about nothing but that you rap about. Nothing. You known for making a faggot mad. Since when? When this happened? You smashing from Memphis. Boy, keep Memphis out your mouth. That's an honorable place. Also known as Memphis. Nigga, you a motherfucking, you understand me, Clarksville nigga. That's what you is. You not none of that, nigga. You a Chattanooga nigga. You ain't no motherfucking Memphis nigga. If you don't knock that shit off, you know what I mean? Boy ain't got a Memphis bone in his body. You know what I mean? Just talking crazy. You know what I mean? Talking like you about that life. And you let a motherfucker, now the nigga, just to give a little clarity about that, you know what I mean? Because Nice used to punk that nigga all the time. Nice just didn't like him. And it was one time that Nice was getting ready to get out the motherfucking car and smack the shit out of him. Because, you know what I mean, he been lying just like he lying now. See, what happens is when people die, and because it wasn't no footage, social media wasn't the way that it is now back in 07, you got your ass beat by a hoe on the track. And because you got your ass beat on the track by a hoe and social media wasn't popping the way that it is now, you could get away with saying that you didn't get your ass beat by a hoe. But the reason why I found out that you got your ass beat was because Nice told me. But by me and that nigga being cool at the time, I didn't sit up there. I know a lot about Clarksville. Clarksville know me well. You know what I mean? Anybody that, you know, was playing them lines, they know about Clarksville. But just to sit up there, me and that nigga was cool at the time. So when that nigga sat up there and was like, yeah, man, your boy, yeah, man, your boy got his issue. He got his ass beat. I'm looking like, no, man, hell no. He's like, yeah, man, you know what I mean? No, I ain't doing no Clarksville slander. Ain't no slander. Come on, man, y'all gotta stop being sensitive, you men. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got niggas that's down and about it from everywhere. Come on, man. Don't mess up something good because you in your feelings and you from that area. Well, put it like this. I'm from Chicago, and none of them areas is like that. You know what I mean? When people think of Tennessee, they think of Memphis. All right? You know what I mean? Yes, other places, you know what I mean, in Tennessee that go hard. But just like when people say the Midwest, You know, yes, Detroit go. Yes, St. Louis go. Yes, Milwaukee go. But when you say the Midwest, the first city that's coming out of people's mouth, nigga, is Chicago. When you think of the East Coast, you think of New York. You say the West Coast, you think of California. So these are just facts, just street facts. Niggas say Tennessee, motherfuckers ain't gonna be like, yeah, man, you know, that Clarksville. No, nigga. You know what I mean? Is it real niggas from there? Yes. But does it ring bells like Memphis? No. So sit down. Be humble. But getting back to this game, nigga, you wasn't about none of that. You know what I mean? Right. When you think of Texas, nigga, first names coming out your mouth is Houston. Yes, there's other places in Texas, but Houston the first name. So, and good look at Ray Gunn coming with the $3.99. Appreciate that, bro. But, you know, nigga, you wasn't about none of that. You know what I mean? And Nice was like, yeah, nigga, your nigga got his ass beat by a hoe. Nigga, you ain't hear that? Because at this time, fast forward, and this is after me getting out of prison, and I'm kind of on it. I'm getting back on. You know, now I'm looking out for Nice. You know, now I'm being a blessing to Nice. You know what I mean? My brother, the same one that was instrumental to me, it was a blessing. You know what I mean? And I'm just kicking, we just shooting the shit. And I'm just coming from, you know, Charlotte, because I was doing my thing in Charlotte at the time. You know what I mean? Staying in the South Park area. You know what I mean? Doing my thing. And, you know, because I got broad spread around back up in New Orleans, chilling with my nigga. And we fucking with each other. And he sit up there and tell me about this shit. And the nigga sit up there and tell me that. I was like, nigga, nah, man. That nigga ain't get beat up by no hoe, man. You dislike this nigga so much, man, that you gonna lie on this man and say that he got beat up by a hoe. He could not convince me that this nigga had got beat up by a hoe. Nice was like, nigga, fuck I gotta lie to you for, nigga. Come on, man. When have I ever lied to you? I'm like, nigga, all the time, nigga. You lying on this pimping, nigga. You know you lying on this pimping, nigga. I understand that you don't like the little nigga and shit. He from Memphis, nigga, and you got something against that Memphis pimping because the Memphis niggas be coming to y'all city, shining on y'all. But at the same time, nigga, don't sit up there, you understand me, and lie on this pimping. So we going back and forth like we do. And the same way I used to get into it, Nice, that's the way I used to get into it with Freeze and still get into it with Freeze to this day. Anybody that know me, that's how we get out. So if you my friend or you my partner, we gonna end up getting into it. This type of nigga I am. Plus I'm gonna see how you built. But he was like, nigga, I ain't got a motherfucking lie to your motherfucking ass, nigga. You done lost your mind, nigga. About to jump on this phone right now, nigga. Hold on, nigga. You got me fucked up, nigga. That nigga got his ass beat, nigga, buku times, nigga, on the motherfucking track. Hold on, nigga. Hey. Yeah, you busy? Hey, say that. Hey, didn't such and such get his ass beat on the motherfucking track? Woo. Put the pimpin' all on the speaker. And the pimpin' was just sitting over there just going through the whole ass whooping. You know what I mean? But we just in a different era now where niggas can get their ass beat by a hoe on a track and still profess to be a pimp. Nigga, if I get my ass beat on the motherfucking track, you understand me, by a hoe, nigga, I'm hanging it up, nigga. I get my ass beat by a hoe on a track, nigga, I'm about to pick up this Bible, nigga. I'm converting, nigga. I ain't no more negativity, no nothing, nigga. We just in a different era where anybody can be what they want on social media. We in an era now where niggas can try to change history. Come on, man. We all got F's on our report card, but nigga, that type of F, fuck no. Fuck no. That's why, nigga, when this nigga try to rap hard and all, I'm like, just like they got a new page on Instagram. Some of y'all know about it, Dinosaurs. And they posted this dude. And he's sitting over there talking about, yeah, for all of the niggas that's sitting over there talking about I got my ass whooped, you know, by a hoe and all of this shit, you niggas could suck a dick. And he's saying all of this shit about we could suck a dick and all of this type of shit. But he never once in the video denied that he got his ass beat by a hoe. He just cursing individuals out. Yeah, nigga. And you saying that shit from a distance, nigga, because if you in a cell or a room with a nigga, just a lot of these niggas on social media, if you was alone with a nigga, you're not even gonna talk like that because you're not even built like that. But with the icing on the cake, when I found out that Nice was telling the truth, you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, nigga, apologize. I said, I'm gonna call one more person. I called the nigga best friend that he born and raised with in Memphis. So when I sit up there and I called the nigga best friend, his best friend confirmed it. Yeah, P. Yeah. I'm like, no. Yeah, P. Yeah, P. I'm like, why y'all didn't hit my phone? P, I was, man. I'm like, oh, no. Come on, man. Dropping through in and out, P. It's good times right now. Blessings. Man, appreciate the 20, Knock. Good looking, man. You know what I mean? You know, and for those of you that say, why P be saying 20 when it's $19.99 or 5 when it's $4.99? Because a lot of people donate off of the iPhone, and I guess it's set up like that on the iPhone. So if you donate on the iPhone, it'd be having that 99 shit. You know what I mean? So I just counted as 20. It's just a penny short. It is what it is. But good looking now. But the reason why I had to smash that coward while honoring my brother is because after my brother had passed, you know, he said things on social media that wasn't true. Then number two, when we had kind of got into it, the nigga called himself sitting over there speaking down on Nice, and he wouldn't have did that when he was alive. Because one thing about Nice, you couldn't take a bitch from him and something didn't happen to you. And for that individual to claim to be a traveling vice lord and somebody takes the life of your bitch and you didn't do nothing, I can't take you serious. You know what I mean? That's not something that you pimp around. I can't take you serious about this pimping. I can't take you serious on manhood. So when you screaming and yelling all in the phone, and it'd be amazing when people get on Instagram, they go live or they make a video and they ooh in the phone. But when you see the nigga in person, just like when he came to AZ, because he had said things to Freeze on social media, but then when he sees Freeze physically in person and drives up, you know, to the gas station, to the headquarters. Everybody know the headquarters, one of the headquarters in Phoenix. And he drives up. The pimping is all outside, but you didn't sit up there and make yourself known. You went in the gas station and hurried up and jumped back in your vehicle and got ghosts. Pimping just knew from all of the shit that you spoke on social media that you was going to sit up there and come up, but you didn't know. Like Quick said, what was your killers to kill at? You ain't got no killers, so kill that. You know what I mean? That. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That it was just fucked up. And you were part of a song called You Need to Fuck With Some Pimpin'. But when you came, you needed to fuck with some pimping. You called the pimping all type of bitches and said the pimping all out of his name. You disrespected. You know what I mean? Nice. So the pimpin' just knew, but like cowards do, you got ghosts. You got lost. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, the reason why I don't say certain people's names, not that I'm scared, it's just that me giving them acknowledgement is more volume to what they're doing in the streets. Me giving them any acknowledgement, saying their name or anything like that, is more acknowledgement than they ever got. Just like, I'm not going to even say this one other dude name. He asked me when the whole scandal was going on. You know, all them niggas was worshiping me like a god. Then when the scandal came out, they sit up there like bitches and flew and got on the side. Now niggas is apologizing, trying to come back. No, bitch, don't come back. Stay your ass over there, nigga. I'm a Chicago nigga. I don't get down like that. I don't fuck with you niggas. So the nigga sit up there, you understand me, and say, P, can you take that video down with me in it, man? I don't want my name to be. And now you want to be, you know, he came back in my live like it was cool when me and Freeze was talking. And I know he's still watching my shit. You know what I mean? Like, shit, cool. I ain't cool with you, nigga. And I don't know why you want the video down, because you know you being in a video of mine on YouTube was the most popularity that you've ever got in the game. You ain't never knocked nobody. You never had no money in the game. You know what I mean? You was making deals. You know what I mean? The bitch wasn't even breaking herself to you, but y'all came in agreement where as long as, you know, you don't break on me, I'll let you stay in my room and you could go campaign, but I don't want to be your bitch no more. I'm just going to sit up there and just pay for the room and everything is all right. Come on, man. I was a blessing to you little niggas, man. Niggas don't appreciate what they have until it's gone. Nigga, I don't need none of you little niggas. You know what I mean? None of you. I was Sinful to P before I knew you. I'll be Sinful to P after you. I was Sinful to P before YouTube. You know what I mean? My history is no mystery. Those that have been cross country know my name. You know what I mean? It's not YouTube. It's not Facebook. It's not Instagram. I can't make these stories up. I know about a lot of you individuals sitting over there doing shit contrary to the game. And you know what I mean? One nigga had the nerve, the audacity to speak on me. When back in the day, I didn't even jump on the bandwagon, but the bitch had put it out there that, you know, about you being a hairy dude, you used to tell your bitch to grab the scissors and cut the hair off your booty. Come on, man. Like, you niggas got to keep your mouth off of me. I'm more honorable than you. Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean? But with the shit you niggas done done, you just not worthy to speak on me. I'm always going to be more important than you. A bitch, a money from a bitch, not going to make you what I am. God not going to fuck with you the way he fuck with me. Humble yourself. You know what I mean? In the game, people get fucked up. They were stupid all their life, academic failures all of their life. You know what I mean? Never had any accomplishments. A bitch give him $2. Now that nigga think he's smart. Stop it. So, you know, getting back to this game. Hold on, what Monique say? Hi, my loves. But, you know, when Nice was living, them niggas wasn't saying that shit, man. You know, but my brother's downfall, one of my brother's biggest downfalls was that by him dealing with those drugs, and by my brother, you know what I mean, when he came out of prison, let me say this. And this message, and I'm so thankful that I could use myself as a proverb and my brother as a proverb for what not to do. But many, when I came into the game in 2007, many started with me and Freeze. But here today in 2018, a lot of the niggas that I knew from 2007, them niggas is boyfriends now. Them niggas is husbands now. Them niggas is physical trainers at 24-hour fitness. One nigga, he work at Albertsons. I can't make this shit up. You know what I mean? Seriously. You know what I mean? We have niggas, you understand me, like that. We got motherfuckers that when me and Freeze first started in 2007, these niggas was 3 deep, 5 deep, 6 deep, 7 deep. You know what I mean? They was doing their thing. But oh, when they went to jail, when they had a jail experience, when they had a prison experience, them niggas came back with a new decision or a new religion, or they was walking down the aisles and make vows. See, when them jail situations come, when them prison situations come, you end up finding out who's about that life. And everybody is not about that life. You really find out who really built like that. And the majority of them dudes is not built like that. You know what I mean? And as tough as Nice used to be, you know what I mean? That fire that he had, when my brother came out of jail, he was no longer the Nice that I knew. He was a whole different Jonathan. You know what I mean? He was a whole different Jonathan. Way different. So I'll never forget and it broke my heart. And I'm about to wrap things up. You ain't got to worry. But it broke my heart because with all of the great times that we had, it's so much that I could say within, 3 hours. I'm pretty sure I'll speak on them again. But with all the great times that me and bro had, I'll never forget when he came out and bro said, he said, man, I'm fresh out. He was with some nigga, and he was like, man, shit, I'm about to go inside, in some strip club, and some bitch about to take care of me. And I was looking like, huh? Fuck me up. I'm like, take care of you. Maybe bro mean break. Yeah, bro mean break. Yeah, he about to break on something. Bro about to break on this stripper. And I was like, oh, bro, you about to go in there, man, and knock you something? He's like, yeah. I'm about to knock something, all right, but I'm about to knock something down. You know what I mean? And I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And I'm so motherfucking horny. I gotta fuck something. Man, shit. I don't even care, you know what I mean, if I gotta pay for it. I said, bro, what are you talking about? He was like, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit, man. I just got out of the joint. I said, bro, just because you just got out of prison, that don't make an excuse for you to do what you want to do. What are you talking about? And, he was like, oh, man, I'm just playing. He's like, oh, P, I'm just fucking with you. So, we kept going, but if it fucked me up, I was like, man, nigga, don't play like that, nigga. Play with no motherfucking tricking, nigga. What's wrong with you? It's like a straight man playing to be gay, nigga. Pimps don't play with that trick shit. So, I'd start getting calls from some of my Memphis partners. And New Orleans sometimes be hating on Memphis. Memphis be hating on New Orleans. Just like Memphis be hating on Cali. Cali be hating on Memphis. So I'm thinking that, they kind of lying on bro. And he say, yeah, man, it really fucked me up, seeing, because, man, when I met you, man, man, you a pimping motherfucker. I really like you, seeing, you know what I mean? But what fucked me up, man, was we was at the pool hall, and while we were shooting pool, somebody told me that Nice was a big part of you getting in the game. And I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no, man. Nice, cool, he a good nigga, man, but no, man, he didn't introduce, he didn't sit up there, man. He didn't play no part on Sinful getting in the game. Hell no. Maintain the spirit of the game on these YouTube streets. You already know, LK, coming in with the 10. Thank you, brother. And I appreciate everybody, man, that's appreciated me honoring my brother and celebrating my brother and giving wise words, and also using me and my brother as a proverb to the youth on what not to do in the game and even outside of the game. Appreciate it, whether it been 1s, 5s, 10s, just thank you. But, to put that, hold on. Let me make sure your statement is showing. But, I started getting statements that Nice was out here tricking. And I was like, no, man, you know what I mean? Nice ain't out here. Hell no. It's like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. You know what I mean? I'm trying to tell you, man. You know what I mean? Nice out here tricking. That's why I was like, man, I know Nice ain't help you get in the game. I know he ain't playing no parts on inspiring you to get in the game, man. You know what I mean? Because that nigga out here tricking. I was like, man, stop it, man. I'm ready to fight. Like, man, hell no, man. Nice ain't do no damn tricking. But once we got off the phone, that conversation that me and bro had, bro pretty much told me that. Now, remember that white bitch that bro had got me for? inside the room that day, and I allowed that bitch to work with my brother's bitch, and he ended up getting me for the bitch, not a knocking because she ain't that gave me no money. But you remember that bitch? Remember the little white bitch that's Instagram popular? My brother ended up marrying the bitch. My brother ended up marrying the bitch. Nice married the bitch. Okay? And he really started having like, you know, some love for the bitch. And I didn't like her ways. And I wasn't feeling, I was like, what happened to my nigga, man? Who is this nigga? I was like, man, this is Jonathan. And I love them both. Because anybody know that there's two different people. I love them both, but man, you married this bitch. This ain't no bitch that you marry even if you was a square. Let alone the pimping. But I had to realize that just because somebody was instrumental and you playing a part of something and participating in a lifestyle, that don't mean that they authentic within the lifestyle. My brother had to be an example to me so I would know what to do and what not to do. So I gained knowledge and wisdom from Nice Life, and I've gained knowledge and wisdom on the demise of my brother because my brother was an example to me. But my brother had totally backslided and deviated from the game, and through the pimping, he was still, he went from professing to be a pimp and professing pimping to now just being a complete hoe hustler. And my brother got so wrapped up and tied up and entangled up in this foolishness that not only did he marry this bitch, he ended up getting into it with the bitch. And he ended up telling me, and that's why when the bitch even said it at the funeral and after the funeral, I know she wasn't lying because he said it out of his mouth. He said they got into an argument one day. And the bitch like, the only thing you know how to do is get money out of a bitch. You don't know how to get money yourself. You don't know how to get money out of a bitch. And a real pimp wouldn't even been offended by that because we know with our infinite beautiful mind, we know we could have produced in any lane and obtained and maintained in any lane that we desired to. We wouldn't even been offended at that. We wouldn't even came from the heavens. Bitch say some shit like that to me, and that's right, bitch. So where is it at? You know what I mean? A bitch know me, I'm that type of nigga. You don't know how to get money from a bitch. That's right, bitch. And thank you for the reminder. You know what I mean? You know, matter of fact, bitch. I wouldn't have been offended. But he said he got offended. And because of my brother getting offended, I knew that my brother had completely lost his way beyond the game. And that nigga went out and started selling drugs. Because truth be told, Nice wasn't really supposed to be the pimping, and Nice wasn't supposed to be a drug dealer either. Nice was supposed to be a man of God. And God used to deal with Nice. Kind of remind me of back in 07 when Uncle Pee Wee was living. Uncle Pee Wee is his uncle. Well, him and Uncle Pee Wee and myself was living, and you know, and I was like, bro, you can't keep being on these drugs and all that. And bro just started crying, and he said, I know, bro. He said, I just hate my life. I hate living like this. And I said, man, how could you, I'm young and energetic and vibrant. I'm like, live like this? Nigga, we pimps. What do you mean? What you mean, bro? What you mean you hate living like this? Knock it off, nigga. You need a new hoe. You need some new money, man. Let's get out. and he crying. And because of the word of God being in me, I knew how to deal with my brother because I was backslidden. And even though I was in love with my new, way of life, when me seeing him say, I'm miserable, I don't like to do this, bro. Like, I'm getting tired of doing this. I'm getting tired of sitting over there having to depend on a bitch man to do this and do that, and and then you have to rely on her to do this, and if you say something or do something that she don't like, she just sit up there and go leave and choose up on your enemy, and you know what I mean? And I can tell with that statement, bro was still thinking about Niecy choosing up with Chill. You know what I mean? And I'm just tired of living like this. I'm just tired of that. Why does my well-being, why does the place that I stay, or whether I have it or whether I don't have it, got to depend on a bitch? Why does shit got to depend on that? And he was broken up and crying. So I ministered to him like only I could, because nobody in the game had the ministry that I have. Nobody's had the experience that I have. The only one that you could compare is Drake. But I was able to minister to my brother. I was able to greet him in the spirit of meekness and build him up. But God was dealing with Nice. But because of my selfishness and because, of course, man, I'm young and vibrant, man. I ain't trying to do too much of this. Come on, man, get the tears off your face, man. So after I chop it up, I'm like, come on, man, get the tears off your face, man. Come on, man, let's go pimp. So I got him out that discouraging spirit, man, and back out into the streets so we can go pimp, man. You know what I mean? But that reminded me when he said what he said, and he was like, she said I could only get money out of a bitch. So he started selling drugs. And once Nice started selling drugs and getting in a different lane, no. Selling dope wasn't for him. Honestly, the pimping wasn't either. Nice. Jonathan was supposed to be a man of God. We was really supposed to be like David and Jonathan in holiness, but we met each other in carnality. And I was always hoping that my brothers that I loved in the streets, that when it was time for the transformation, that I can bring along my loved ones and teach them how to generate legally, and we live off the game while we no longer in the game, and be a testimony to the youth so they won't have to repeat the mistakes we made in the streets. But Nice ended up selling drugs, and he was still doing drugs. And some of y'all know BP that be in the comment section. He know Nice real well as well. You know what I mean? And BP would know that Nice was on drugs because he was around. But I always beat myself up because, if I had been saved at that time, if I was living for God, I really do believe that my brother would still be here. But due to the fact that I was sinful at that time, you know what I mean? It wasn't I just had to be real. This wasn't, I couldn't reach him the way that Minister Gilmore would. Because I'm sinful to P right now, man. And if I get too involved in that, that's going to take away the spirit of this pimping. So I ain't trying to, come on, bro. I was like, maybe bro going through a phase. Then I'll never forget, we was inside of a strip club. And while we inside of a strip club one night, I'm thinking that, I got my brother to go campaign with me. I got my brother back. You know what I mean? Because now that he done hung around me, now I started getting suited and booted again. I came back to New Orleans, and even though my brother was selling drugs, and he made it known that he was selling drugs, you know what I mean? I was like, man, come on, man. Come on, man. You done lost your way. Fuck with this pimping, man. You know what I mean? Niggas get killed getting in them wrong lanes, man. You know, and at that time, man, I was doing my thing, man. I was checking it from Charlotte. I was checking it in California. You know what I mean? I'm sitting over there checking it in New Orleans. People that know New Orleans, you know where the Daisy Duke restaurant is. I just knocked the bitch, you know what I mean, out of Daisy Duke. I knocked her light-skinned friend, Yella, which follow me on Instagram. Some of y'all like she bad as a motherfucker. Still look good. I ended up knocking her. You know what I mean? Things is moving fast and good for me. And you know, when I came and brought that fire around Nice, you know what I mean? Nice want to get suited and booted with me. So he started getting dressed up and putting on a suit. And he said he was going to leave the drugs alone. I said, man, I got my brother back. Oh, shit. Come on, nigga. Restoration, nigga. Reconciliation to this game, nigga. We back. And so now, you know what I mean? My brother suited and booted. He hitting bourbon every night. You know what I mean? And he campaigning, you know? And in about less than 2 weeks, you know, bro had knocked him a bitch. You know what I mean? Then he got another bitch. Oh, shit, I done brought Nice back. And he hugged me. And that was in my head, man. You know, bro hugged me. And when he hugged me, bro cried and he said, thanks, bro. You know? And bro had sat up there and hugged me and said thanks. I knew how I brought back the ism. I knew I was like, oh man, I'm thinking to my man, I done brought the pippin out of you out of dead, nigga. You know what I mean? And he's like, bro, thank you, man, because I didn't want to do that. I don't want to do no drugs. I don't want to sell no drugs. You know me, man. You know, when you around, man, I just feel a certain way, bro. Thank you. You know what I mean? And I was like, nigga, you know I love you. And you know, it was just a good time. You know what I mean? And by that time, Goody was already locked up because when I got locked up, Good came right behind me getting locked up. You know what I mean? So it was a blessing to be able to be a blessing to individuals that I had once looked up to and looked at, you know, because motherfuckers had left Good for dead. The nigga that used to punk, the nigga that said, I'm known for making a faggot mad and all of that shit. That the nigga that used to punk him, Goody, was instrumental to that nigga coming in the game, just like Nice was instrumental to me coming in the game. You know what I mean? So, but nobody was looking out for Good. So when I found that out, you know how I looked out. People that know me know how I get out. So things are just good. I'm having good times, baby. You know, it just, you know, it's just good times, man. You know, some of the best times of my life, man. And it's just sad that Freeze couldn't have been around with us. I never had a chance to really enjoy life with Freeze and Nice at the same time. And we were supposed to put it together. And during the time that Freeze was supposed to come to New Orleans, he was pimping like a motherfucker in another area, and I was resurrecting Nice. You know, and I thought I was reviving and restarting and renewing something, but in all honesty, I was really trying to create something that honestly was just never there. You know, because my brother was supposed to be a man of God. My brother was supposed to be a minister of God. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. So, you know, around this time, man, you know, in New Orleans, man, you know, Chicago got the best food. But if somebody say New Orleans got the best food, I could kind of accept that because I had to leave New Orleans, man, because, man, it's so easy to gain weight in New Orleans. The gumbo man know me and Freeze. When he see me and Freeze, he get happy because he know he about to sell at least about 3, 4, 5 cups. You know? And we just eating good and we having fun and Nice back. He got brought. So when I left, I felt good, man, because, you know, bro got bitches now. You know, he done left the drugs alone. And I started getting them phone calls about my brother. And come to find out, my brother back selling drugs. He ain't got a bitch no more. He back fucking with his wife, which was the young little bitch back in the J. Back in the day, you know what I mean? That he ended up getting me for. And they ended up getting married and all that type of shit. So, you know, no laughs right now. But we sitting over there eating good, having a good time. I left. And by that time, everybody tell me that Nice is back not only selling drugs, but doing drugs. So he's selling drugs and doing drugs all at the same time. And I remember by this time, man, I was fucked up. I was fucked up. This was my Louisville, Kentucky days. And during this time, anybody know my shit. I was holeless and doleless during that time. And I was going through bitches, man. I was steady going through bitches. And Nice sat up there, man, and called me. And he said, bro, man. I was like, nigga, you out there doing that shit? Like, man, you already know how it BP. I just need to sit up there. I just need to come back around you. When you coming back out here? I'm like, man, bro, right now, man, I'm in a motherfucking weekly, nigga, with $200 and something, nigga, that I got from Freeze. Every dollar in my pocket right now, man, is from Freeze, man. You know what I mean? Freeze just, Western Union me some money, man, and, you know what I mean? I'm about to sit up there, nigga, Sam's Club right across the street, nigga. I'm about to get one of these little chickens, eat one of these little chickens, nigga, and I'm back outside, nigga. I've been up, you know what I mean, damn near past 50 hours, nigga. I ain't been asleep. You know what I mean? So I gotta sit up there, man, and I gotta be out here, bro. You know what I mean? Well, bro, let me come out there with you. I'm about to sit up there and lay around you for a little minute. You know, it'd be back like it used to be. You know? I was like, no, right now, bro, you know what I mean? I need to be in the zone by myself. And I never thought about my brother dying, so you know, I was telling them no, you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking of somebody that's always going to be here. And, you know, we going to be together, man. And after I finish, you know, doing what I want to do in the pimping, man, you know what I mean? I'm going to be able to pull all my brothers up and we'll do something else. And plus, you know, bro, he acting like he ain't serious about the life, man. So I'm focused, man. I'm holeless and doleless right now, man. I ain't got time to be, you know, looking over niggas and shit, man. I got to be out here in these streets. And I really wish I could go back to that time, man, because if I could go back to that time, I would have let my brother come around me. I would have let my brother come around me because later on, you know, Freeze ended up coming around me, you know. Hold on, man. You know, Freeze ended up coming around me, you know what I mean, at that time. And me and Freeze was campaigning in Louisville, you know what I mean? Because I ended up leaving Louisville and going to Cali, but this is another time. So we in Louisville at that time, and me and Freeze is getting dressed up. You know what I mean? Hold on. Yeah, me and Freeze is getting dressed up to go to the strip club. And while me and Freeze is getting dressed to go to the strip club, not going to say this one individual's name, I end up getting a phone call. And he say, Sam, what's going on, man? What's going on? What's happening with you? I'm like, oh, man, you know, I already know what it is. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, before I go there, let me tell one quick story. I actually hit New Orleans again before that. Yeah, let me tell that. Before the Louisville situation, before me going, I came back to New Orleans still on. And when I came back, hold on. And when I came back live to the game to New Orleans, I was still on at that time. So when I came back to show you, I didn't tell you this. I gotta tell this part. But we sit up there, you know what I mean, and hanging around each other. And we sitting over there chopping it up. Hold on, baby, not right now. You know what I mean? You know, we chopping it up, you know, right now. And while we chopping it up, you know what I mean, he telling me about T-Mac, because by that time, T-Mac was in town. And T-Mac was in town. And man, we were chopping it up about T-Mac. And we go to this little spot. And bro say, hold on for a little minute. So we chopping it up, bro get out the car. And when he get out the car, he go in this other car with these 4 niggas in the car. And all of these niggas look like the Foos niggas. Not Foos niggas. They look like Dawes Effects. You know what I mean? Anybody remember the group Dawes Effects? You know how them niggas look. Everybody look grimy. And This nigga in the car doing a motherfucking drug deal. So that was another reason. I got to tell it all. That was another reason. It wasn't just me being holeless and doleless. Another reason why I didn't allow Nice to be around me is because, number one, we had went to this strip club, and it was a little broad that sat up there, you understand me, and he had got into it with the broad because she was calling him a trick and all of this type of shit. And then, you know, with the drug, and I'm like, damn, man, so you had the pimping with you, you know what I mean? And you mean to tell me you had the pimping with you, my nigga? And hold on. I told y'all this ain't it right now. I don't even got time. You know what I mean? You had the pimping with you and you doing a drug deal. So we had a little fallout, but we ended up reconciling things. So fast forwarding back to what I was telling you, when me and Freeze was getting ready. You know what I mean? I get a phone call like, man, Freeze, where you at? I mean, Sin, where you at? I'm like, man, I'm about to step out with Freeze. We getting ready to campaign. And man, they sit up there and he was like, yeah, man, they got rid of your boy today. I'm like, got rid of my boy? What you mean they got rid of my boy? Yeah, man, I'm sorry to tell you people, yeah, man, Nice got killed. I was like, Nice got killed? I'm like, what happened? It's like, man, it's all type of stories, you know, it's all type of stories right now. You know what I mean? It's all type of stories. But right now, bro, he dead, bro. He killed. You know? And because I can't make this video too long, because I'm going already on 4 hours, you know, with it. And then I ain't even gonna lie to you. I gotta keep it all together, you know, because I ain't gonna lie, it took me back, you know what I mean? For a minute, man, I forgot I was even talking to y'all, you know. But they was like, yeah, man, he got killed, bro. And so, okay, it's different stories. And that's why it'll be a part 2. This ain't gonna be the last time I speak on my brother. I'm gonna forever have my brother's name in my mouth. But to you young people, man, that's listening, there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ends thereof is the ways of death. And like the scripture says in Genesis 6:3, my spirit shall not always strive with man. You know what I mean? I present to you today, you know what I mean? Life and death, as the scripture has said, another scripture has said. Then we go to Romans 9:15. I have mercy on whomever I want to have mercy on. And as merciful as God has been to me, and as merciful as God has been to my brother Freeze, he wasn't merciful like that to my brother Nice. Hope you guys tune in, man, for when I do part 2, when I speak on my brother. It's just too much to speak on with Nice, man. But make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share button. I'll get at y'all later, man. It's just too much right now. But when the Spirit of God deal with you, the day that you hear the Lord's voice, take heed. Be blessed.